Okay. Okay. I think we're good. All the things look right. Camera works. Yeah. What is up, everyone? This is Coffee. So I'm your host. We're going to chat. We're going to talk. Ooh, we're going to complain. Oh, man. I saw someone in chat say, oh, yeah, I'm sure Soul slept really great last night. No, man. I don't know what it was. Like, I had like this killer, I don't know what it was, like heartburn or something like that. I wasn't asleep until like past 2. It sucked. I feel okay right now, thanks to coffee, because that's like the cure-all for like everything. But yeah, I don't know what it was. I was very upset with myself. Like I was like freaking. I was like, yo, am I okay? Oh my god! And then right before I did manage to go to sleep, I burped pretty darn hard, and that's all it was. That's all that was really bothering me. Like I felt like this. Like I'm like, oh man, my chest was kind of funny. Huh? Blood pressure seems fine. Like I think I'm okay, but what's going on? You know. And then I burped and I was fine. I'm like, wow, I'm such a goddamn baby. Anyway, happy morning to you all. Hope everyone's doing well. It is Thursday. Yeah, it's Thursday. So this will be the last stream of the week, and probably the next time you'll see me, this house will be gone. Everything here will be torn down, and I will begin the process of probably mourning, because I'll be like, what have I done? Why did I do it? But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tear this guy down. So I'm glad that yesterday I gave a chance for people to just like come by and take a look at the place and visit, and you know, give it its moment in the sun before I, you know, unceremoniously demolish the guy. So, let's see what else is going on today. We got raid coming today. We're gonna try and finish achievements and all that stuff with the guild. That should be fun. And then we'll start reprogressing. That's what I call it these days, reprogression. Because people are going to bring alts, or they're going to just do different things, or you know, switch mains, whatever. And it's going to be a disaster because people will be like, oh, we don't need gear from normal. Like we're like, we don't need anything here. And then we're going to go to her. They'll be like, all right, we'll go to heroic. And then we're going to wipe on like the first boss, like half the night. Because no one knows what they're doing. You know, we barely know what we're doing now. It's just like a miracle that we get through it. So, but it's a way that it's a way for us to keep things fresh. Just one more reminder. Later today, I believe, the whole drop thing for the white Murgle, that's gonna stop. So make sure you claim it. Tell friends or whatnot. Give them reminders. Yo, make sure you do the thing before the thing ends. It doesn't appear that there is anything new that is following up with that. I also want to give a big thanks to everyone who joined us for yesterday's extended stream. I didn't look at the numbers. I didn't even I don't know, like the numbers that I was looking at, they were not working right. So I couldn't even see how many people were watching from the Warcraft channel. I don't know. But it was a ton of fun. It was so fun to go around, and once I was done, I totally shut down. I just kind of like, was chair lower down, or the table lower down. I just sat and I was like, for like a good 10 minutes, man. We're done. We got through it. Yes. Because I was really scared. I was very, very nervous. In the back of my mind, I was like, it's so hot right now. It was, when I finally turned on the AC, because I didn't have it on, it was 89 degrees in here. And I'm like, I want to get out. I was whining, man. But I couldn't turn it on because it was so hot. There was always that risk of the fuse busting, and if that happened, it would have been disastrous. I would have been it would have sucked balls. If you missed it, that's okay. You're on a list, but You can always look at the Twitch VOD. That's up there. YouTube has the VOD as well. Over on around Azeroth, you could go there as well. So you're fine. I mean, even like both the Warcraft thing has like they have it archived, or you know, they have it up as a VOD. My channel here has it as a VOD, but that eventually goes away. So, you know, just you know, at least on my channel, it eventually goes away. On Warcraft's Twitch, I believe it does not. On YouTube, it also does not. So, great going, Twitch. The only thing that they have going for it is that I actually make money on this platform. So, burn. But it was a lot of fun. Also thanks to I don't know if I should call them out by name, but thanks to Banshee Faye and the Cozy Keep folks for bringing folks over. It was kind of last minute when I said, yo, let's do this. And they were like, we have some houses that we can do this with. I'm like, it's cool. We can do this. I believe in you. And they came through with the references, and their houses were fantastic. They were awesome. Also, thanks to, let me thank folks now, because I did not give thanks to folks who are sending subscriptions. I said I was going to do it towards the end. I didn't. I'm a monster. So, big thanks to... thanks for folks who are gifting. Thanks to Shavrik for gifting. Thanks to Morgwen. Thanks to Wise Guy. Also, thanks to Banshee. All right, Banshee. They gifted big 5 subs. Huge win. Thank you so much. Also, thanks to Liberty Pal and Delight Soul, to Katerin and Team Codabear. And right now, thanks to Rob of the Realm, who I believe is, I think they're first in line for today. Yes, they are. So we're going to be taking a look at Rob's. We're going to take a look at Izzy the Sweetest, to Glennon and Vexalia, and to Ceres. We're going to be taking a look at their places in about like 15 or so minutes while we kind of get things warmed up. I could already see the next drop being another Murloc plushie. I mean, they would have announced it already. Because what they've done, what they've been doing since the start of Midnight is like right when early access began, which was on a Thursday at 3 o'clock, they introduced a Miracle. And then they did it 2 more times after that, which is cool. You know, hey, you know, constant drops going. That's very awesome. You know, there's that little boost of traffic for streamers and whatnot. And, you know, it's just a cool thing that we all get. And then they're stopping. So I have a feeling that the next drop is going to be not today, but it's probably going to like realign with the regular Tuesday. So it's going to be like on a Tuesday, 10 a.m., yada, 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 which is perfect for me. Thursday afternoons are really rough because I'm like, wow, I'm going to do a long ass stream. I'm going to stream for 14 hours. Wow, this is going to be awesome. That kills me, dude. For me, like the best thing is when it's on a Tuesday and realms are down, because then you're just stuck with me. All the US folks are stuck with me, and I'm on EU realms, and I'm like looking at houses and just like shooting the shit, while everyone's like, oh my god, are realms up yet? Are they up yet? Are they up? I'm like, it's all good. I'm just vibing here, man. Let's look at places. So what are we doing today? Asks Master. We're looking at 5 more places. That's my bread and butter. For those who might have been coming here from who saw me like on yesterday's stream on the Warcraft channel, and they're like, oh, so what does he do normally? This is what I do normally too. This is pretty much it. So and if you don't like it, you know, you can check out people who are running keys and all that stuff. The WoW space is wide enough to offer all sorts of different content, so it's all good. Ain't no sweat off my back. Let's say hi to people real quick. What's up to Ravens? Good morning. And also, what's up to Darth Tazo? What's up to Arcadius and Blyone and Ghosty Bat? Hi to Malvenue and Cenobite and The Kept Hours. That seems like a new name. What's up to Obsidian Prince and Mad Fox Gaming? Hello to Savitar and Hazelnut and Rob of the Realm again. What's up to Wild Huntress? Hello to Ray. Hello to, oh boy, that's long now. long one. What's up to Somniferous Almond Eyes? Hello to Emo Girly and Morphiana and Izzy. Hello to, I think, Malvenue again. I think I said it already. Also, what's up to Miss Lilith and Giovanna, to Red Meta Panda and Sexy Sarah. Hi to you old gamer chick. And to the rest of y'all. The beautiful digital spawn face going to join us throughout the day. Hi. You're definitely new here? Cool, welcome. Welcome to the new folks. Welcome to the lurkers and whatnot. You know, stay for as little or as long as you like. Again, you know, we're here for entertainment and all that stuff. So seek it out. Find happiness and all that. I did. Like, sometimes folks will be like, oh, yeah, you want to do, like, keys and stuff? And I'm like, you know, no. Like, I'll do keys with the kills and stuff, but, like, that's about it. And I admit, I have been doing a lot more keys than I have been normally. Like, actually, well, kind of, sort of. Because whenever I would do keys, when it's time to do keys, it's usually in the 0.7 of a patch, right? It's usually in the 0.7 of a patch. And then I'll do 4 keys on a Wednesday evening, something like that. But also, but considering this season, I've been doing like, okay, guys, I have room for 1. I can do 1 key, so I can get something in the ball because 10s are easy. And then that's all I'll do. I'll do enough until I feel satisfied. So with the whole void core stuff, I'm like, all right, I'll do enough until I run out of void cores. I'm like, guys, we're gonna do 3. 3? Why don't we do 4? Y'all can do 4. Just have just have another tank replace you and all that. It's all good. But I'll do 3 because that's how many things I have, and we're fine. And I did still manage to get Keystone Heroes. So I'm like, I'm good. My Mythic Plus season suffered because of housing, but I finally got my portals this weekend. Nice. I like, I fall into this trap too, but I'll always like, kind of like, I'll always notice when people speak in possessive terms. I'm weird and nitpicky like that. When someone's like, I'm waiting for my trinket to drop. I'm waiting for my piece of gear, my best in slot. I'm waiting for my portals and that sort of thing. As if it's like, we know we're gonna get it. It's kind of like a good motivator, but it's also like, well, okay, good luck with the RNG, because that RNG is ruthless and cruel most of the time. If you have to do a Mythic at midnight, that's cool. Yeah, right on. It's not for everyone. Housing's not for everyone. Keys aren't for everyone. Yada yada yada. But there's some fun conversations that are going on, and maybe I'll try to address it a little bit during the weekly. Some people have been talking a lot about like gold repairs. And from the looks of it, there are some bugs going on that make it seem like gold repairs are higher than what they should be, or I'm sorry, higher than what they normally are. But people are also using this as a cudgel. They're using it as like a club, a conversation point to suggest, oh, maybe there just shouldn't be any upkeep at all. We shouldn't need repairs. We shouldn't even need potions or flasks or any of that stuff. We should just be able to go in and play, because we should be, Blizz, just let the gamers play. Something like that, right? That's been a very blunt and not so uncommon thing some folks are suggesting. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I still want this to feel like an MMO. I want to feel like the role play of inserting myself into like this character and having like a little bit of upkeep and gear to find and so on and so forth. So it's a pretty extreme argument from some of these folks who suggest, oh, this should be like a lobby game. Just abandon the whole thing about the whole MMO thing. This should just be keys. And so I would direct people to I forgot the name. Damn. There's a game out there. I don't know if it's out yet, but it is focused entirely on like a dungeon Mythic Plus experience. I forgot what yeah, there we go, Fellowship. So go there. I'm sure it's fine. I haven't heard a peep about it ever since I predict when the sponsors stop paying out and all that. When they stop doing sponsored stuff. But I'm sure that it's fine. Yeah. Anyway, have you seen this weird housing building bug where you put something down and it disappears? Going out of edit, it's back, but going back in edit, it's gone again. I have not. I have not done any recent edits. The only thing that I would say is like really easy to detect would be like, okay, here's the armor layer, and if I hit edit house, it syncs. Like there's that. Or if I use doors, and if I have an open door and I go into edit mode, then the door closes. But that's about it. That one has been there forever, and I hate it. But but I kind of get why that's a thing. Yeah, but I haven't seen that. So like, anything weird happen while I'm in edit mode? But I really don't have a lot of chairs in this build. You know. Yeah, I don't have a lot of that interactability stuff. I don't have doors because I'm like, ugh, doors. I hate doors. Yeah, door things so you can manipulate because like you don't want to move around an open door. That doesn't make sense, right? So, for me, it's just like a visual bug. But I haven't seen anything about like a chair or whatnot on the line. Yeah, that's weird. A chair in the middle of the way, I can't remove it. So even if you go into like the I know it's a pain in the ass, but even if you go into like the place decor thing, like you can't find the guy unless you have like a bajillion chairs. Then it's like, oh, well, that's gonna suck. But this would be like the way you find all the lost things. Yeah, we have 1,000 chairs. Start clicking, buddy. I know that sucks, right? That's a crappy way of putting it, but that appears to be the only choice, which is a stinker, right? Yeah. Literally 1,000 chairs? I don't not believe you, but that almost sounds like an exaggeration. Because that's a lot of chairs. I mean, I have a lot of, what do I have the most of here? Beams. Beams, baby. Ooh, baby. A good bit of soil. Wow, that's a lot of trellises I have. Really? Some cobwebs, walls, trees, boulders, brushes. Well, where's my hostas? Starts with H, I think. No, it doesn't start with H. Where's my hosta? Okay, it's mostly platforms. Something king, garden clusters. I don't know what they're called. Yeah. So, yeah, where are the hostas? Oh, there we go. Baron's hosta bush. Oh, baby. Oh, look at that. Hosta council, yeah. The search function in advanced features and sort by distance from players. So that'd be nice, but I can imagine like, how do you calculate that, dude? So think of it like that. So think of like a file manager. We got like 5 minutes. Think of a file manager, right? And you're trying to sort by name, you sort by date used or something like that. No, we're gonna sort by distance relative to my current character's position. Oh God, I'm not a database guy, but I don't know how to do that. That sounds rough. Because I think you would need to have like each item would need to have a way to dynamically measure distance from your, like how you have name, date, yada yada yada. There would need to be another category that reads as distance from player, and then every time you move, those values change for all of your shit at once. Oh boy! All right, Blizz, do it. Do it, guys. It's easy. Just wait till WoW 2.0, and it won't be any problem. It won't be a problem at all. Because yeah, one of my guildmates was talking about this in chats just earlier this morning, saying, "Oh yeah, I feel like he was being sarcastic about it." He's like, "Oh yeah, these issues and blah blah blah, it'll be fine once WoW 2.0 comes out." I'm like, "Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely." It's like, hey, Blizz team, I know that you're doing all this housing stuff and it's a brand new feature and so on and so forth, but when we do WoW 2.0, just copy paste that into the new engine. Should be Control C, Control V, no problem. But yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have like a sort of like a search thing would be a good start, I think. Yeah, that'd be a good start. Or like, what if we can categorize by like room or something like that? So like, you know, we have so many rooms here, and then inside each one, it does. Now, one thing that is tracked 100% is objects that are inside certain rooms. So if we could isolate it a little bit, if we can change the pull down here to be like, okay, I just want to look at things in this room, and it'll only show me things in this room, it'll help a little bit. It's not perfect, but I think that's a good start towards like finding things a little bit faster. Because it's like, what if I have like a bajillion chairs, but I have one chair of the same thing and it happens to be in another room, and like, I just want to find that one because I was trying to do advanced mode and then it just like yeeted off when I was trying to reposition or whatever, and now I can't find the goddamn thing. That would be one thing to do, right? So, and that information is there somewhere. We just need a way to like track that or sort by that, and that would be the thing. An add-on might be able to do it if the API is there, you know, and that's what add-ons are for too. So, you know, yeah. If they make that visible, that'd be awesome. All right, so let's head over to our first place. 20. You deleted the wrong room. God damn. Oh no. Oh, that's woof. Woof. I'm about to say you got a great wall of chairs with one chair to view all of the chairs. I mean, think about like you know, some people who have like grand staircases or something like that. You know, they have like they use like tables, they use other small objects to like put that together. But yeah, deleting the wrong, oh, that's damn. Rip, buddy. I should be good on hard drive space, right? I didn't even look, but I know I freed up a ton of stuff. So oh yeah, we good, buddy. Yes. Oh shit, I'm not broadcast. Okay. I'd be like, I gotta make sure I had to make sure I turn off the thing that lets me broadcast to the WoW channel. I think they probably revoked my access already, but you never know. That would be like super embarrassing. Let's go to, where's my stuff? Where's the musics? Buy music. Thank you for your service. I'd like the ability to remove things phased outside the wall. Press a button and the game decides to yell smoke bomb and make it disappear away after. One feature I want the ability to move rooms without needing to have rooms attached to it. That's why I think the biggest major feature that housing needs. I know that I want weapons and armor and all that stuff, but the biggest like edit feature that housing super needs would be copy paste. Copy paste will be a total game changer, folks, because that'll solve Panda's problem. That'll solve like a lot of problems, and you know, for people who just want to save stuff. But we talked that to death this week, so next week we'll talk about it again. It'll feel like a reset, and so we'll revive the conversation all over again. All right. But that's why even with copy paste, I still want to focus on the whole project house bit instead. That way, even if I am deleting rooms and whatnot, it's just like, okay, the project is just like the 1 or 2 room thing, and like that's it. So, oh well, that'd be. Undo I kind of got over. I feel like I haven't really needed to. I feel like I haven't needed that sort of function yet. Like the closest thing is if I'm like rotating something and I'm like, oh, the rotation feels off or whatever. Um, for that, I kind of just taught myself to not let go of the mouse button when I'm doing those sorts of edits. So that way, if I screw up a rotation or something like that, I just don't let go of the mouse, right? But then I hit escape and then it reverts back to its earlier state. I'm like, okay, so, well, that does it. So that's my undo. Not really, but it's like the closest thing. I've seen a house that was a blood of house. Where how did they get that? It's free. Okay, not free, but it's a default thing. You can just change the state of your house in the edit mode outside from the Orgrimmar one to the Blood Elf one. And then over in Founder's Point, the inferior neighborhood, you can change your house from the regular human one to the Calderai style house. Hey now, oh, did I hurt y'all? Good thing we're on Razorwind right now. That way I can justify my my ribbon here. All right, folks, this is Rob of the Realms place. We're over in Razorwind, and I think we're in for we're in for a treat because there's the boss. Hey, what's up, boss? The spread that we have here, we got drag race. Okay, I don't see a garage. I don't see roadsters out here. So I have a feeling it's going to be the other kind of drag race, like a RuPaul sort of thing. If there are any fans out there, I'm going to rely on you guys for references because I've never watched any of the drag race stuff. It's not my flavor. I got no hate, nothing about that. I just don't watch the show. So I'll be relying on you folks to help us out with that. But as we're going in, the house itself seems to be presented, kind of vanilla, nothing added to it, but we do have this whole red carpet kind of thing going on. So let's walk it right quick. And then we got like a whole Instagram thing. Boom. So you get to immortalize yourself. Ta-da. Now, no offense, but I'm sure if I use this as a thumbnail, I'd probably get like a lot of comments. You know what I mean? But we're not focused on that. We're just focused on the fun. So here we have someone in full costume. They are full up. Nice. And what we have, so we have like the sort of like entourage. I don't know if they're like guest judges. I don't know if these are like contestants or whatnot. Could be that, might not. But we're invited to have a couple drinks. I'd be happy to have that. Out here, I think we just have like this decorative fountain to like just kind of like doll things up, dress it up some. All good. I'm going to do a quick jog outside though, just real quick, just to make sure to see if there's anything like hidden, like backstage shenanigans or something like that. That does not appear to be the case. We just have like all the Blood Elf spires all in place. Like, never mind whatever clipping. That's not a big thing. That's not the star of this show. This is right here, dolled up. And what do we have up top here? I think those are just yeah. We just have like bubbly rugs in that purple style. One arch to set us up too. Very nice. They did ask for feedback. Like the one feedback that I would think about would be like, there's a long red style rug, and then if you flip it over, you get a solid texture, which is like okay. So what I would think, so what kind of comes to mind? You can use that sort of rug, and you can have like the whole solid piece here, and you could still use these rugs. So you can just kind of overlay it, and so maybe you can still have like these tips here. It'd be kind of tough though, because I know this rug isn't like perfectly flat either. So maybe that's something you can experiment with. Yeah, so I'd say try that out someday. Oh, there's a clicky. Oh, there we go. Nice. Good flavor. Let's head on in, see what we got. All right, as soon as we go in, I'm expecting this place to be like loud and flamboyant. I expect like lots of like bright colors to pop. And yeah, Now, again, I still don't. Yeah, so here's the road we're talking about. So again, I'm not familiar with the show, so I won't be able to like if there are references to it or like games or whatnot. I'm not gonna. I won't be able to catch it. But as soon as we go in, we have a more typical kind of hallway. Now, it's very decadent. It's very elegant. It's very rich with the whole Blood Elf style. But as soon as we go in, okay, so this is okay. So it's like so we have like the whole stage show happening. All right, so we check ourselves in because we're basically in the studio right now. You know, boss is there to present themselves. Let me hide myself. We don't need me out here. A very gorgeous fountain dressed with some greens, and then back here, now I'm just going to, you know, presume that these might be like contestants or whatnot. And I think the bosses, I think they were referring to themselves as like this sort of like cosplay of RuPaul. Nice. So it's a stage with the jury and all, and it's a live show on the 31st with players really going there. Oh, okay. So they're going to like a studio and they're doing like these contests and whatnot. Okay. So I really don't know anything about the show. It's like I don't know what they do. I guess it's like a survivor kind of game where they do like events and all that stuff, and people eventually get kicked out, and of course there's like drama happening at the same time. Pretty much. Okay. So it's a transmog show. Oh, okay, dude, that's cool. So I guess the audience or whatnot, they're here. Oh, dude, the stage is sick, and we have some folks. We got okay. I gotta play sort of guest judge. Okay, which seat should I take? I'll sit next to the boss. So we yeah, that's dope. So I gotta ask, like do you guys do your own like transmog competitions and whatnot here? Please say you do. Please say you do this. Please tell me that you do like cool events and all that here. Oh, that's sick. That's excellent, guys. Now I gotta take a closer look too, because it's like, you know, this is supposed to be like a drag race, drag show, and you know, I'm feeling the style and everything, but I also ask myself, well, you know, like how flamboyant are we getting? I'm getting Tracer vibes from this heron here. Like, hey, what's up? And then right under, oh, another heron here style. No. Oh, no, it is a heron. There we go. Nice. I haven't really seen their dance, and that's from like this whole cinematic thing. That's sick. Okay, from this view, okay, yeah, really cool. But let me get some screenshots before I start forgetting, because I'll forget real quick. And then I gotta get this too. So I gotta get a bunch of these. Awesome. So the category is Ice Crown Extravaganza, they say. Okay, that's very neat. That's very neat to like hold your own events and style like that. That's awesome. That's hella cool. And then folks will just like show up, they'll cheer and jeer and like talk their smack. They'll be like, she's all right. They're like, they're okay. Let me get back up here on like the judges stage. Oh, this is dope. So is this like like kind of a close representation, or is this just like your take on the judges stage? Yeah, this place is popping. Yeah, it's bright, it's loud, it's like everything that you want to get. It's the closest representation I can get. That's dope. That's hella cool. But I'm sure there's more, because I think I saw that there's like a backstage kind of thing that I saw. Right. Here's like where guests are like just kind of hanging out doing their thing, like you know, the whole lobby area and all that. We're gonna start walking around, taking a look at what's good. So there seems to be like some door back there. Since we're here, we'll just start. We'll start here. We'll do something a little bit different, right? So this is backstage. All right, let's do this. Let's look at the real show, right? Where the real stuff happens. All right. So throughout the space, you know, very studio kind of style, like big spaces, so you can get like big shots. I'm gonna actually go this way first, since this is like closer. So I'm gonna be wandering, so don't mind me. I'm gonna be doing like weird stuff, or I'll be shooting myself in like weird directions. Ooh, damn! Oh boy. Okay, this ride. Holy moly. Okay, we'll take a look at the rest, but first off, whoo, baby. This ride is huge. It's that huge. This is a tank, buddy. So welcome to Horsepower Madness. Okay, so there's a drag race. Dude, this car is loaded. The other day, we saw a car that was like, very tightly shaped. This is purely like kit bash stuff. So this is like really over the top, but oh, this is extreme. Dude, those mufflers right there. And of course I gotta pop these as well. Let's go. Oh, that's sick. Of course I gotta like take a seat real quick. And I totally don't fit. Yeah, this is like the scaling on this is like so over the top. Fantastic though. We're gonna be doing a photo shoot in 4 minutes and post with pit crew members. Awesome. So this is also like a whole stage kind of setup, right? You got spots for the audience. There's like watery wave stuff happening for, I guess, like just like awesome pictures or whatnot. Have them like right here. For like little Instagram. Yeah, there we go. We got Instagram shots like right over there. We got volleyball right up here. Oh, great representation here. Great take on it. It's been a while since I've seen like a volleyball game. And so using this with like these nets works out. Imagination takes care of all of that. Lines and everything. Let me pan back some. Big old sun right over there. Now that is loud. And that's the cool thing about this. It's just like so over the top. And yet, you see like the whole behind the scenes thing with the stage lights and all that. That's cool. That's very cool. Oh, and we got like all little plushies too. Oh, and of course, precious coffees. But yeah, great stuff with the bleachers and everything. All right, so we're gonna retreat back some, and then we'll go down like that long old hall. We'll see what's going on there. Yeah, I know those nets, but no, they're fine here. They're totally fine in this spot. So let's see where what this place takes us next. So we have like, the whole thing is about spectacle in between these halls, but then otherwise between them, as we go from one crazy spot to the next, and then we're going to a crazy spot, we have like these hallways that just kind of like lead us over. Okay, so this place is called Shade. Welcome to the Untucked Lounge. So what's this Shade referring to? Is this like one of the like contestants, or is this like an event or something like that? Is where we relax after performing. Are you really? Oh, it's a giant shade button. Do I press it? What happens when I press it? It's a cook pot. Okay, I'm cooking. When someone's throwing shade, you smack it. Oh, it's like a gong. All right. So, like, yeah. Maybe I should watch the show so I can get these references. But yeah, it's even in this relaxing room, I guess, because it's a reality TV thing, there is no rest, right? You're not ever really like relaxing. It's always going to be like one thing or another. But as for the room itself, let's get back to the whole construction of things. Really loud. Again, it's a very, very characteristic of a place like this. Super loud with the presentations, colors just popping. The whites help to highlight it even more. So anything that is like gray or dull, it's like, yo, that's the enemy. We gotta like fight this back. So the theme action here feels like it's really, really on point. It's hard to go wrong. The only thing that you would be doing wrong is if you like leave like a dark color in, apart from like, the behind the scenes stage lighting and all that stuff. So real quick, tell me about this. Like, I don't quite understand what's going on with it. Is this like setting up like games or whatnot? Because I thought this was like the whole relaxy sort of spot, something like that. And then around here, lots of little paintings and things going on. The coffin is the Lady Bunny coffin for her funeral as the queens read her on the show. Oh wow. Okay, so there are like all sorts of like inside stories happening here. This must be a lot of fun for like big fans of the show. The roulette is like when they select who faces who. All right. And of course they have like this big old so interesting. It's like a vanity for multiple people. So they're talking smack while they're dolling themselves up. Dude, these dudes are crazy. Okay, so there's this hallway here. I think I want to see what's going on that way now. You know, things, again, they're nice and not normal looking. Normal for a blood elf. Because it's just kind of empty. But then once we hit the stage, then it's like, what are we revealed with next? So we have another sort of transition-y spot here. But then right behind this, a little bit of a place to doll up. Get some advice from Miss Murgle. Like, yo, how do we look? And she's like, I don't know. I don't know. So this is called the Black Room. All right, so we'll go here. We'll go here first. Boop. Oh, this is the, okay, so this is the front stage. Okay, right on. Nice. So I think you meant back room. Or, well, we'll see. So let's see what's going on behind this shroud then. Boop. Another transition. Let's see where this takes us. Love the lighting here. I'm not familiar with it, but I will be now. A sanctified flame lantern. That's pretty cool. I dig it. Ooh, all right. So, I'm going to just guess. Okay, they call it the workroom. And, oh, dude, that's smart. That's pretty good. All right, let's think about this. Huh. So, they just took, okay, so what's going on here? They just took the triangular curved platforms here, shaped it a little bit to carve out the star. That's pretty smart. That's a pretty smart way of doing that, because otherwise, like, how would you get like those sharp lines? Yeah, so very smart. Okay, it is literally the workroom, or it's spelled out for me quite clearly with piping. And so what do we work on here? Is it like, I guess it's like outfits, it looks like. So this is where they're like, wait, do they like cut and sew all their stuff too? Or is it just like, you know, they put stuff together? Yeah, dude. Damn. Okay, that's what they mean by workroom. Because that's a lot of stuff, dude. So we got all this going on if they're doing like their makeup and all that. And there's that raised platform where the boss can come in and be like, yo, so how things looking? And we're like, oh, dude, sorry, boss. This is where of course it's where he comes in, because he's like raised up. Yeah, so of course he's gonna make a big show of their entrance. And where are they coming from back here? They're coming from the void. They just kind of like, they just manifest. Boom. And then, wow. Right? It's all good. That's TV magic. I didn't see what's behind here. Changing room. So once they assemble all their threads, they'll set it up right here. Unless one of them, one of these divas or whatever, they like sabotage them. I don't know. Do things get that shady? They start like attacking, like, yeah. Do they start like ruining their own stuff like that? No one knows what's back there. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's like nothing. Oh, and you do have shows that go on too. That's cool. If you have like easy links for that, you know, feel free to share it here. Now is a good time to do it. I'm cool with that. Because again, like a lot of what we're trying to do here with housing and transmog and whatnot, is to promote these kinds of communities. I just noticed here that you have these string lights to give like a little bit more color. Kind of sucks that it sort of drowns out, but at the same time, like if you're looking here at the surface, here's how it pops, right? Up here, very, very subtle. Down here though, you get that right angle, and then you can like get this sort of like shot here where like, okay, they're dancing, and then we can do like these pan shots back here. Helps it pop some. You know how it pops more? Like I mean, there's these lights here. If you get a couple of those paladin tomes too, oh, then you can get like all sorts of spectacle. That's awesome. Let's see. Did we see all the rooms? Just double checking. Did we see all the rooms in the house? You'll be there too. That is it. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. So it really helps to, again, demonstrate like how we can use housing for all sorts of like different sorts of things, not just a house, but a stage to have like role-playing stuff, whether it's like a game show sort of thing, whether it's like a wrestling ring or an arena or something like that. That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, thank you for showing us, dude. Let me see if I can get, okay, like the car was like a big highlight for me. I love the just from the kit bashing standpoint, that was such a strong takeaway for me. Awesome. Thank you, dude. And no, wait, hold. All y'all line up because you were part of the show too. Right there in front of like the stage or whatnot. If y'all want to like, or in front of the judges stage or something like that. Or actually, whatever you like, whatever you think looks best. There we go. Yeah. Boop. Yeah, so definitely take a bow. Give yourself a second. Line it up however you like, because you guys were a part of this build too, for sure. That would be a fun way of doing Trial of Style. Just like get like super extra flamboyant and all that. That'd be fun. That would be a lot of fun. So yes, thank you again, folks. Let's head off to our next adventure, yeah? We're going to Izzy's place. Whoa. All right. 21. Oh, I have like 3 Lizzies here these days. Wow. At some point, my BattleNet thing is going to get full. It's going to be very unfortunate. I'll be very sad, but I'll end up having to purge a lot of folks, and that'll really suck. All right. So yeah, thank you again, folks. Yeah, that was fun. Very, very different. In a good way, right? So. Love the Paladin shirt. Branding. I mean, I had to at least get one of those from the Blizzard store. You know what sucks though? From a tax standpoint, I can't write this off. I can only write off work clothes that you can't use in a normal situation. So this doesn't qualify. Like a mechanic jumpsuit, that doesn't qualify. Scrubs, oddly, don't qualify. But no, actually scrubs qualify because that's considered like a different kind of equipment, something like that. Cheaters. Scuba diving gear, that counts, so stuff like that. Never want to pro, but I always want to. There are some cool companies out there that do prints for you, so you can just like make your own design and then just like have it printed these days. A lot of them are pretty affordable too. Like that's what I do with some of my stuff. Like I'll just make a shirt and I won't even sell it. I'll just keep it for myself. So yeah, that's me. All right. The lot. Oh, okay. I think this is it. Right? Just double check. Route 21, Route 20. Okay. All right, folks. This is Izzy the Sweetest's place. We're over in Razorwind once again. And we have this very, very dolled up Blood Elf house. the front, I feel, is like where most of the attention is put in. So let's kind of like take a walk through. Number of hair. Wait, what's this? Hold on. What is this thing right here? We got like these. I think this is a trellis or gazebo. Yeah, okay. Wow. Hmm. Huh. So this is a shop item. And this also happens to be like the one thing that gives us this sort of raised greens that we can actually walk on. Huh. I have mixed feelings on this because this is highly useful. This is very useful. Almost to Liz, you better have some stuff in the neighborhood sometime soon. Otherwise, I swear. Because yeah, like check it out. We can have like greens coming out. This gives us that whole like solid texture, but something we can walk on too. That's neat. That's very, very neat. Even from just a visual standpoint, it gives us that whole raised texture. You know, it's not just dirt. We have green dirt. You know what I mean? Now, here's what we can get with marl, and I think this works great as well. You know, as like shoreline sorts of stuff. I use it in my current build, and I think there's like great use out of it. Here you can see it kind of side by side. It doesn't match perfectly, but it blends, and you can use like a number of greens to like really bring it together. Yeah, so that's very cool. I'm jealous though. Here comes the toxicity and all that. Whatever the case though, up here we have like this cool fountain set up to help bring more life to the front of this build. Lots of little rock things set up. And then we have another one of these trellises right up here to kind of like help round out, you know, this really cool shot. Behind it, not so much because, you know, things start to break down after a while, budget and all that. So it's not like what I would consider, you know, like a complete build from every angle. But this angle here, very, very nice. I dig it. Up top here, you also have like this this gazebo that helps to round out the front of the Blood Elf house. Appears to be nothing behind it, but I'll double check. No, we're good. We're nice and naked back there. We'll see what happens when there's like another 100 budget added to here. But still, really great front. And now, let's head on inside. Yeah, loving the flowers here too. Just a number of greens and ivies to make a whole kind of like wreath shape and all that. An immediate Felguard. Hey, what's up? As soon as we go in, we have like this sort of like extended entrance here because here's like the closet space when we come in. And then we have like this other separating thing as soon as we walk in. But also if we turn around, we see what feels like a building mouse door. It might not be. This might be this whole custom build that they set up for themselves. You know, you can see like we have like these really tight shapes being set up. Did they say yes to feedback? They said yes to feedback. I don't know if this guy right here is just like a little bit off because you can see like how it almost looks like here's like the full door, but then here's like, you know, one part is like a service door. Okay, it's got to be a little bit wider to let larger things in, or you have the double door, something like that. But just like a little aligning there would help a tad. Usually something like that though, it's like a Blizzard thing. So I usually blame Blizzard first for like some of those like different alignments. Well, as we come in though, it has a whole retail vibe. Like we're asked to be like checked in to this spot. It doesn't seem like there's going to be any secrets or anything to worry about. No hidden doors. Just come in, enjoy the vibes, check out the rooms, and appreciate what there is to offer. So here we are. We get to enjoy some delicious pie, which I have not. I really could do with some pie right now. Oh, sounds so good. I like this fireplace. I really like how they blended this dude into the wall, you know, because it's a corner fireplace, especially that helps lend a lot to it. But then they dressed up a little bit more too. You know, they have pillars on the side, so that way you have like this little angled beveling action going on. Actually, there's two pillars. You know, one pillar here, one pillar there. so that way you get the shaping right. You can see the clip, but you know, that's okay. We see what they intend to do here, and that works out really well. Here we have backwards windows. So we have like the window, and then we have what's probably a rug back there to illuminate the stuff. I don't. I feel like that's challenging, you know, because you can see here how it's not pushed all the way in, because we figured, oh, of course they should push it all the way in because that's how it should work. But in this case, I figured that the challenge was, okay, they wanted to get like the color of the window, but they didn't want to get that really oppressive glow that comes out. I totally get that. So they went with this style instead. As long as we don't get too close, it's cool. Maybe one suggestion to consider would be to get like a second wall piece, or even instead of like a wall, use like one a doorway or something like that. I'd say try it out. You know, don't tear this down, but like try it out, experiment with it, and see like if you can achieve like the same kinds of results, but in a way that, okay, I can do this I could view this from any angle, and then it'll look like really flush. So something like that could work out. Love the skylights though. I think the skylights work out really well. Yeah, so that comes in, and then notice how they're like all angled at just about the same way, you know, to achieve that whole sense of like sunlight coming in. Very, very pretty. Here in this corner though, very dolled up spot for like drinks. We've got wine on one side, we've got shots on the other. Actually, well, they're just kind of distributed all differently, but lots of drinks, moonshine, shots, what have you. And so you place to like lay down some stuff, a place to sit, hang out with Puppy and Griffin. I'm sure they get along. That's the story I'm going to tell myself. We can enjoy some vibes out here. Very pretty start. Okay, so now we can go that way into like the whole kitchen area. We can, I'm just going to peep here, open this guy up. What is here? It is, ooh, business. All right. Let's go to the food side first, though. So as we, oh, it's a big food side. So we'll go into like this sort of grand eatery spot. We got 2 levels. Now we did have a check-in, you know, and then we do have this other, so we have signage here too. So we can say, I'm telling myself this is like a whole like bed and breakfast sort of dealy, but it's also the kind of place that we can, you know, cook our own stuff too. Love how tight this is, by the way. That feels good. Has this good feel of being, you know, a pretty realistic kitchen. You know, this feels tight, right? Especially considering like how there's like a whole lot of room out there, but functionally, I like this too. It feels like a normal people's kitchen. Very kitbash too. Check out the stove here. We have, ooh, this is a different kind of piece that I'm seeing. It's like the bottom of something. It's the bottom of, interesting. A fence post. Oh, dude, I didn't realize they got that big. Shoot. Got a big old fence post right down here. Very cool, because it's like a whole solid piece. You won't be able to see what's inside, but that's what they have. That's what they have going there. So as long as that's closed, you know, we'll hide some more of the clip that happens to show there. But we got different sized grills for different functionality. Very thoughtful. That's good. Running sink has also been kitbashed together. And then we got our spread of foods and breads. Pans are like hanging on the side. Nice easy fridge, just a 2-piece in this case. You know, so you have like beam number 1 right here, and then beam number 2, it's just kind of like merp, just kind of like sticking out a little bit, which I find to be like a great way of depicting the fridge, but having a little bit more shape. It has that whole classic look. If you think of like those like old style fridges. Here we have like our big old pantry. Stuff is flush against the walls. You can see right over there, using beams as shelf stuff. Oh no, they spilled stuff. Someone's got to go clean that out. And up top here, I'm just going to jump on the table. Great spread. Really cool spread because we got like the two tables here linked together. It's just like kissing a little bit to make that whole single piece. And a big old thing of food. And okay, what is this? This is a okay. This looks like the top of a street lamp, and then a bunch of filigree lights. But it's like very. It's like it has this kind of vibe of a like a glass window sort of thing. If I were to like look at this as if it's like a single piece, that's kind of crazy because it has like this very intense glow to it. But yeah, what's behind it? Is that like a rug of some sort? It is a cube. Ah, interesting. That's very interesting. Now, let's go around. Notice how we have like these kinds of chandelier lights going on to help illuminate the space. Big old shroud to take us like to the next area. But I think I want to go up. Ah, this is easy. Let's just go up these, let's just climb these walls. It's like, stairs would be nice, but yeah, let's just make it easy for ourselves. We'll just work with some ramps. We could also say it's wheelchair accessible, which I would say is very thoughtful too. So we can go with that. All right, so let's sit, have some wine, enjoy like some of the work that's being done here. Really bright lights. The sectionals are kind of funny here. I wonder like in this case, I think some folks like this will be like very hot on the budget, and the place is full. So I don't know, maybe taking that out might be fine. It'll save you some budget too. Yeah, love the wine rack though. Very popular method of using the trellis as a way of holding wine. Like I do that myself. There's some big old flower boxes in the back too. Very thoughtful. And then another climb here takes us to this place where you can nosh on some food, some snackies. And it's very private too. Ain't no one gonna climb all the way up here to see what's going on. Although the people down here can be like, oh my god, do you hear them? Like Jasmine and Sandra, they are like so loud up there. Yeah, I know. Oh my god, like they just don't shut up. And then what are Jasmine and Sandra talking about here? Top deeps from last week. They're like, yo, dude, so like Demon Hunters were like Devour was like on top, but then like, this week Rhett happens to be able to really catch it up. I know, like I'm ready. So that's what they're talking about. And they're like, oh my god, Sandra and they just don't shut up about the world of Warcraft. They're insufferable, right? That's the business side. This is a door, which will probably bathroom or pantry. We do have a pantry stuff. I'm gonna say more pantry. Wrong. Okay, but wrong on both ends. So here's where we eat, right? But here's where we relax. Oh yeah. Okay, so here's the couch sectional that's working right. Yeah, so do that basically upstairs. And we'll be good. So here we have like this closed off spot. This is a nipping arch that's helping to tighten the space. This is our hot box right here, dude. We're snacking, we're smoking, we're having a good time in both these spots. Nice. All right. So let's go this way. Because yeah, this isn't like a secret or anything, but we're kind of like wandering outside now. And what do we have? The hostas are being used as like artificial walls. So we're gonna follow the hostas. Obey the hostas, and we'll see where this takes us. We're kind of in this forested area all of a sudden. Some Herondar vibes, some strong Herondar vibes, but we also have like a Wyvern up here hanging out. Sorry, my allergies are like starting to get to me. We keep going around, and yeah, this is just a cool place to explore, including the very scary egg creature thing. But is there anything at the end of this maze not maze? Kind of neat though. These hostels, man. So at the end of this, we go. Oh, we go back inside. Wait, were we here? No. Okay, this is a door that leads to. Wait, hold on. Um, I'm confused. Didn't I'm gonna figure this out. I get it. I see. You pulled my trick. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Yes. So I'm gonna cheat now. Mwahaha. So here, here's the hot box, right? Nice. Nice. Ah, well done. Well done with that. All right. So we're gonna cheat, and we'll check out what's on the other end of this. Right? Very good job. Very, very good job. Okay, workshop stuff. So we're in a different sort of business side. We saw the battle side. We'll get to that when we get to it. But in the meantime, we're in this whole carve out area now. And what are we doing? Mining, fetching materials, finding out what's good. Awesome. We got plans for processing and everything. We'll do this climb. Once again, we're using ramps, F them stairs, right? We also happen to have like this whole outdoor window set up. They arranged together. Very cool. And then we pan back around. We see like some stairs here. Hello, statue, and void stuff upstairs. But I think we're okay. Yeah, we haven't been in this room yet. Very cool. This is a very, very big build. But we're also invited to like check ourselves in, kind. No. We're not invited to check ourselves in. This is like the front desk ish, and then this is what leads us in. So we are upstairs. I'm trying to get my orientation together now, and we have this wide collection of chandeliers up here. Interesting. Not at room cap. I mean, you don't have to be at room cap, but they're a lot. They're like, oh, theater, nice. There are great ways of just making like a lot of just a lot of area space. We'll get to that room in a bit. I just want to make sure that we explore here first, because I was like, hold on, I think it's a theater that we're at. But we're relaxing on this spot here. A nice second window setup on that end. It was like sunny over there, right? It's all right. That's not a big deal. It just took us a long time to get to this point. That's all. All right. And then here, I feel like there's got to be something. Oh yeah, there's something there. I'll go here first. So suddenly fell stuff. Oh no, this is like an oppressive like zoo or something like that. I feel bad for the griffin. I was like, yo, yeah, you want to come out? And then the Eye of Acris is like, shouldn't you be talking to me? I'm like captured here too. And the griffin's like, yeah, but I'm like the cute one. No one cares about your ass. And he's like, oh man. So I feel kind of bad for the Eye of Acris if they are indeed also prisoners in this zoo of oppression. But I hope they get out soon, because not everyone makes it. The gnomes, they can keep the gnomes. They're fine. But yeah, Eye of Acris, Griffin, you know, that little troll effigy thing. Y'all come with me. Let's roll. And look, it's their jailer, Miss Murgle. Look at that. And Miss Murgle's like, Mwahaha, I've captured you. And they're like, let us out. And she's like, no, I don't want to. And it's like, but please. And Miss Murgle's like, okay. And so now they're all free. And then they live happily ever after. Now they do buddy movies together. Short story with that one. All right, so we'll pass by the zoo. Oh no, Reptar. Oh no. This doesn't look like a rug. Sorry, Reptar. Don't worry. Like, you're fighting a war elsewhere. Oh, ooh. And then here. Huh. This is very abstract all of a sudden. Huh. And where are they being led? So is this like their religious leader and their right hand, and they're leading their lemmings to like eggs? It's like, yo, where are you leading all these people? Right? And then the Miss Murgle up front, she's like, I'm leading them to breakfast. And I'm like, oh, okay. I get it. And then they give us weird looks like, weirdo. What? They think they're doing, we're just going off to breakfast. Sheesh. Don't you remember this is a bed and breakfast? Of course, they walk through all of this to get there. And like, they're totally cool with everything else. So, let's check out this theater looking spot. Cause yo, this thing's popping. There's like action scenes going on the regular. It's like we got her versus her. Uh, oh wait, did it get bigger too? I almost feel like it got bigger. Okay, it's not, but I was like losing my mind. Okay, let's grab a chair. Boop. Great work with the projection. This is probably not a custodian thing. I'm sure it seems like other folks have seen this method being done elsewhere. But I remember seeing this in a custodian build once upon a time, where I was like, wait, what? Mind trip. But yeah, great action work here. And we have a different arrangement of seating, which is very interesting. But I think that works out with something like this, where it's like, okay, it's a very small theater and all that. All right, so we've seen these rooms. I think we're about ready to retreat back. No, actually, no, we're not. We're going to do this climb. We've got more. And I still have to backtrack all the way and see like the whole barracks thing. But as we do this climb, okay, now things are once again getting kind of cryptic. Because we have these void wall tables being used to, create this whole vibe. Huh. And we're seeing the start of it. I can see how this is all coming together, but of course, budget constraints and all that, that really starts to bite at you. It's where like our ambitions are limited, and we're being oppressed, Blizzard. Okay, so we'll go through there, but I also want to see is this thing? Okay, so we have one door to go through. Boop. And what do we have? We have the boss. We have this bedroom. Okay, let me just kind of pan around for a little bit. It's a pretty wide open space, inviting us to what seems like a huge bathroom. Changing station. Okay, let's start taking a closer look at things. So we have this dressed up room. Here we have our actual bed. Little puppy is here to accompany us. Awesome. In the open space, we have the boss just chilling. Nothing going on. Oh, the fire just, wait, it just popped. That made it creepy. That made it mighty creepy. It's like they were in standby mode for a second. I approach, and all of a sudden, boom, hello. And I'm like, hi. Ooh, yeah. So, yeah. We get energy like that. Meanwhile, the Malkeith, I forget. I think that's the name of the skull. He's like, what do you want? I'm like, yo, I'm just exploring the place. And they're like, oh, you're not here for the job interview. I'm like, no, I don't desire any job interview. And they're like, oh, well, I thought you were here for the job. We need someone to clean up like all the crap in the prison. I'm like, what crap? And they're referring to the zoo. And this is where Malkeith tells us about how the Eye of Acaris like poops a lot and leaves a big mess. And then I ask, how does an eye poop? And then this dude says, oh, well, it's the same way I poop. It just kind of comes out of the bottom of the skull. And I'm like, I wasn't interested in the job anyway. I wasn't here for a job. And now I just learned things that I really didn't want to know. So sorry, Malkeith person. I forgot his name. Well, maybe I'll see you next time. Why is Alec being weighed? Why is an elk being weighed? Uh, I mean, I'm glad the elk is heavier than this. What is it? Than a riftstone. But interesting. Yeah, just a question. Just asking questions. Wardrobe on the side, and then we enter this kind of bathroom. Bathroom. Interesting bathroom setup. So here we doll ourselves up in the vanity. Here we burn away whatever is undesirable, like people or whatever makeup we're wearing. Do we have a shower? We do have a shower plus bathtub. We'll step into this Okay, there's a lot going on here. We have an Aspirin's pool that makes up the bulk of this, but then we also have another fountain that's coming down here, and also a Morales totem, as a sort of like as a shower setup. Very neat. Oh, even the filigree is acting as a spout. Oh, that's cool. Positioned just right to get the water flowing through. I dig that. We climb down past the Archon door, and I suspect here is probably the potty. We have, although curiously, we have one blood elf styled doorway and then one rugged style, or rugged folk style. And it's quite a toilet, so I'm here and then I just like I guess I just poop, right? Just and then off it goes. All right, so that's one stall. And then in this stall, we have a normal bathroom. Interesting. So this is like for regular stuff, right? Yeah, I just gotta do a quick thing and all that. But then sometimes it's like, yo, I just had those eggs that the Murgles had, and now I just gotta rip it. So here is where you just like cut loose for reals. Like, oh, okay, if they want to do it, that's fine. But I'm still gonna go. It ain't gonna stop me. You better move on the other side because this is about to drop. All right. All right, let's go. Ooh, we fell 2 levels and into the loot. Ah, oh my God, it's its open mouth. Oh no, I feel terrible. Oh, that's so gross. Anixia is gonna be so mad at me. Oh no, dude, I gotta get out. Yo, no. Okay, okay. Safe. Safe. We're good. We're good. Oh, I feel terrible. Yeah. Oh well. Moving on. Museum stuff. Yay. We got some captured wand stuff, some collecty stuff. Awesome. And then we got, so more collection stuff. Places they've conquered, or at least visited, but maybe conquered too. Now, very interesting with that fall. Like, I passed by a lot of stuff, and I'm curious what else I might have passed by. So we've actually entered the business side that I meant to go to. All right. So here's the boss's collection of stuff. We have an elegant, display right here. But then here's like the whole like, okay, I'm putting stuff together. Here's like, I don't remember which is which, but here's like the nightmare stuff. Here's like the regular stuff and so on. There's like some of my AOTC things. A trophy room. Oh, Blizzard, we got to have the whole trophy room set up. So we can have, weapons, armor racks, all the good stuff that we've been collecting over the freaking decades and all that. Now here we just have a whole collection of void things. Ready for, I don't know. They're like void cannonballs. Ready to be unleashed upon the world. Oh, I love the glows here. Oh, I think we have, I guess it's this slide that's producing like this sort of pulsing glow. Oh, it's coming from somewhere. Maybe it's actually, it might be this thing here. Yeah. Very bright. This thing must be huge. Like, what is this again? This is a sconce. So it's barely sticking out. But this is the kind of sconce that has a kind of pulsing effect to it. But it's got a little nubby. It's only the little nubby that's showing it. Okay. All right. So cool collection stuff. I want to. So I think I've seen everything now since we've gone through this whole loop. Now the one question I have is, I feel like I passed by a number of more than one floor. It seemed like I did. I did miss one room. Okay. So I will resume the exploration because, yeah, I was here. Yeah, there's no door behind that, it looks like. So here's like the initial room. And then we're here. And then this way. All right. So now we're going this way. Yay! We found one. All right. So under this gazebo, this embiggened gazebo, notice how we climbed up a few small levels here. And from, oh, pretty. Oh, neat. Okay, I like the vibe coming out here. You know, here we are, we're going out, and then, oh. Like, I feel fresh air when I come out to the spot. Of course, the sky helps. The cherry blossom tree, that lends a little bit to it as well. I like the work here. Yeah, like these little waterfall things kind of going in. I notice how these two are like, some of these are wider than the others. It's as if like there's like different fountains being used here. So there's that one. Okay, so they are the same things. You know, that just might be like a very, you know, just a very minor clip thing. And I have a feeling that bugs will tend to do that. So like here we have like kind of the same thing, but that one seems to be a bit more flush. So that works out. Really pretty setup. The illusions are solid. You know, we have like the high roof, which suggests, you know, whoever's here, they love that privacy. You know what I mean? They don't want to hide nothing because they're hiding all sorts of weird things, like, you know, the whole thing with the zoo and the eggs and what have you. But really pretty otherwise in like in this room. Neat. Great build. Lots of fun. Lots of fun. Lots of goofy stories that I managed to tell. Dude, I can't believe I pooped in Anixia's mouth. Oh, awkward. But I don't know. Maybe that thing was dead. Hopefully it was dead. And so that just becomes like their mess to clean up. And I'll only feel a little bit bad. So, thank you very much for inviting me to your place. This was fun. Yeah, that was comedy. That was comedy. All right. 27. Oh, perfect. We're about to hit 10 o'clock as well. Let's see if there happens to be any news. We'll all now remember the day you cracked to Anixia's mouth. It's not like I intended it, all right? It's just I saw a bathroom stall and I saw a big old void thing. I'm like, oh, that's how they want to do it. That's unique. Did I know that I would want to jump down there? Maybe, but it looked like a stall as well. So of course, my first intent is to be like, oh, well, you know, out of sight, out of mind, right? I don't have to worry about plumbing. I don't have to worry about you know, the aftermath, but apparently I do. So, or at least Anixia cared about the aftermath. Because remember, she was just chilling there as a disembodied head. She was just chilling there, and all of a sudden, bloop, like she's like, "Yo, what did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Holy cow!" All I wanted to do was take over Stormwind for my for my dad. And now look at me. Now I'm just a poop shoot or whatever. God. I'm just gonna do a couple reloads, see if there's any updates here. One man's boosting another dragon's food. If so, then cool. Then I did her a favor. Then I won't feel as bad. But it's also still not the point. It's highly disrespectful. Yeah. Yeah. All right, one more reload. Okay, I think we're good. No news of note. All right. I think this is it right here. All right, folks, this is Glennon's place over here in Founders. Boss is right there to greet us. Hello. Oh, and check out the waterworks here. Ooh, this is fantastic. So check out how everything is just kind of like dressed together to help create this whole lake illusion. We just have what's basically like just these big old razor one fountains that are flipped upside down, and that gives us the whole shaping of the water. And then from that, we have all the animated stuff that helps to bring all this to life. Wow, there's yard work. Jesus. Actually, no, it's the neighbors doing yard work. Okay, I can't get mad. Okay, I can get mad, but not really. Back to this. So let's take a look around here. We do have like these lily pads that they set up. Awesome. Very cool. Dotted around the spots, which helps to, again, like bring a little bit more texture to the spot. But you also have like some greens coming out, other things to, again, help to make this place feel convincing, make it feel alive. We do this climb up, and then we continue crossing these tables here, these Gilnean tables being used as a walkway. And we can admire a little bit more from above here. Really neat. Really, really neat setup. Of course, it means the water, the house is also suspended, partially suspended in the water, which is like, oh, okay. That is certainly a choice. See, what's cool here too, because of the shaping of the razor wind fountain, you have this immediate sinking in feeling. You know, so it's not a solid object. You know, you kind of sink in like a few feet or so, like a foot or two. So you have like this very convincing illusion setup. Other places where you have like rugs and stuff, like those are all solid objects. Here you have like this whole thing of water. Now, of course, there are these sorts of challenges, because the razor one fountain, it's not a completely flat shape on the bottom. So you have this clipping that is really, really hard to avoid. You pretty much can't avoid it. Like the only way is if you use other objects to obscure the clipping here. So there's a challenge there. I think for the most part, who cares? I think it doesn't really take away from the build. If anything, you just use like greens or something like that to doll it up. But yeah, great stuff out here. So the notes here say there is an indoor forest and a harbor. Now, I notice I got to jump up some, because you can see here. So like when you get teleported in, like, oh, wow. Holy moly. Never mind what I said. We are, wow. Okay, this is neat. Let me turn around real quick. So we come in through this uniquely shaped door, but then the whole thing about this is to create, again, this whole illusion of us being in the water. Oh, that's neat. That's really, really good. Now, here's what's kind of funny. Like, here's, it's kind of funny because here we have like this object being used as a boat, but then we have a rug here that sort of like suggests like ripples of sorts. but it's also a solid object too, right? So we kind of walk on top of it. Maybe that's worth it. Like I think they said that they have like some room. Some folks they like to use I forgot the name of it, but they're like drapes, partial drapes, and they use those to create like fake ripples. Maybe we'll see that in this build, but that would be something to use too. I think I'm not sure if those clip though. You know, if you can walk on those. But anyway, dude, this build is crazy. Cause see what we have here. Check it out. The walls have been just caked with rugs or fountains or something like that. If I can get to it at least. Yeah, so a bunch of rugs and also trees, but also there are a bunch of hidden light sources, dotted all in all sorts of places. And the purpose of it is to brighten up these rugs to a point where it feels as if there's like sky. So it's trying its best. They tried their best to make a skybox out of this initial room. I think they did a really good job of this. It looks really good. There's some limitations to it though. Like you can see here, like here's like a tree, and you can see this sort of like fake shadow of sorts, and that's just like some housing tech where if you take an object and put it close to a surface, it creates a sort of fake shadow. And so we just kind of have to deal with that and pretend it's not there. But this is really neat. I dig this. So like, here's the entrance again. So we come in and like, here's like this goddess lady here. Like, hey, what's up? And it has like this whole thing as if she like dropped down, like boom, and then you have like this splashing effect here. That's sick. That's really neat. Really cool stuff. It's almost like a throne or like a chair or something like that. But I mean, I'm seeing that whole illusion of her splashing down. That's neat. And otherwise, we're in this kind of like sunken in, kind of swampy area in this spot. Waterfalls are going right over here. Stuff is like, in disarray, blasted. Here's an example of like one of the lights here, I think. I think it's one of the advanced, yeah, one of the advanced moonwall lights that's coming down. So you can see like the effects coming down here, but it's also probably been embiggened because it's unlike the regular moonwell. This one does produce its own lighting effect. And so that's what is helping to brighten up the spot here. So like here's like another one down here, up here. So don't look up too much. It kind of takes you out. But from this angle, you can really appreciate what's going on here. It's very neat. I like this. We have another like a fountain-like thing up top here too. And I think we're seeing like these little depictions all throughout. It's like a cool like lily pad setup because you have your cushion. You have, I'm not sure what that is. I mean, that's a filigree light down there, but then this here is, okay, this is the light well. Wait, hold on. Is that? Yeah, cushion. Oh, okay. It's one flower, huh? And the light well. So it's four things that are here. That's neat. That's a lot of work too, because you see them like being kind of like dotted in different places here. You like the shadows actually? It gives it a unique texture, right? So while it doesn't help with the immersion or the illusion of it, it does visually look kind of striking. It's very artsy, I think. But we have to accept it as it is because that's the only way to do it, you know. All right, so we got another room over on that side. I'm just ignoring a little bit more of what's going on here because it's very open. You know, it's a very open spot, and so there's like lots of little things to explore, and it tells that story of how, this place was cool, and then it got flooded over of sorts. Like there was like some sort of flood or some magic spell like ruined the place, or like Nazmir, it just started to sink. It could be that. That'd be neat. So let's proceed. One pack capture bird. Oh, that sucks. Let's proceed to the next room, which will take us outside, but also to like a town. Wow. Ooh, this is cool. It feels like we're like, in game, right? And then we've landed in like a certain part of a zone or whatnot, like a Menethil Harbor sort of vibe. Neat. We got hot air balloons doing their thing. Yeah, no fighting. It's all just like vibes here. So we come into this spot. Now it's nighttime over here. So let's just kind of pretend, boom, time skip. We make our way to like this town. And what do we have inside? We have nothing. We have, but we have like this depiction here uh, of this. Oh, that's cool. This whole like kind of harbor restaurant kind of thing. So there's like some places to like chill, smoke, drink, all the good stuff. Big chimney up top there too. And like this whole, here's the whole spread. Wow. We cross this part using these trellises as framing of this bridge. And then they lay down a bunch of these Gilnean tables up top here. Take us over. There's a house. There's like a cabinet and then a puppy roof, and like there's a house. That's neat. And then we cross here. This isn't like yeah, it's not a perspective sort of thing. Oh, okay, it kind of is, because now we have like what it feels like this whole chapel setup. Very, very pretty. Okay, so it is kind of a perspective thing, but up close, oh, this is really good. Because I think these are like Suramar style windows. Yeah, elaborate Suramar windows over and over and over again. Um, so like here's like the regular window. Actually, let me click that. Yeah, here's the regular window, and then I think that's the other side of it, right? Yeah, yeah, this is the other side of it. That's neat. And that's all it is. They just took a bunch of those, shaped them together to create this whole thing. And then here's like, that's dope. That's cool. We have more of this illusion being set up. So like, okay, so here I am, this initial spot. Yeah, and so we can see like the scaling here. Things are like kind of one-to-one here, kind of sort of. Here it's sort of not, but you can just kind of give it off like it's a really, really big chapel up there. And then from there you have like this additional tower plus train that leads you up there. So I almost feel like if I was restricted to here, I'm glad they didn't because I wanted to explore and all that. But I feel like this is where we would stop, you know, and then we can admire like, okay, the work here, part of the town that's close to a dock and everything. Out in the distance, it's like like as if we're in Halifal, big old chapel, far in the distance, blimps or hot air balloons are taking us around, and like there's a little bit more there. So if I back up just a little bit, like that, just to hide any extra clip, this is the shot. That's really neat. Really, really neat stuff. Now, as for like the quick story on like why this place got flooded, I have a feeling that like this goddess just dropped in. She's like, "This is my place now." Boom, and then whatever was here, like she just sunk everything, and now she just owns this place. So then like everyone here who's here is like, okay, we're gonna make the most of it. We're gonna make this harbor town here because maybe all this stuff was like not underwater at some point, but then now it is, and so now they just kind of built their way around it. It just goes to show the tenacity of humanoid civilizations. They will not give up. They will find a way. Very cool build. Very, very cool. Oh, yeah, we have like the whole waterfall kind of thing down here too. I just noticed that. That's sick. Well done. Well done. Very unique. Well, we're kind of blasting through today. We had some slightly smaller builds to go through here. And then I pooped into Nixia's mouth. So there's that. So let's go to Exalia's place. 17. Let's go. Wait, did I miss something? Oh, wait, there was another room. Really? Hold up. Okay. I think there are notes that said something there, but I must have missed it. Nope, I didn't miss it. Okay, so here we are. I will find it. So here's the entrance. We come in, right? Off to, oh shoot, where is it? Off to that end is the, what? Oh my God, I totally missed this room. Oh, holy Jesus. Wait, is there a third room? Just so I can complete my incompetence here. Okay, I think it's just the two. 3 total rooms. Oh, so this is room 1. And holy moly. Wow. Oh, dude. Okay, that's... it was so bright. I missed it. Oh, man. Dude, I love this shot. Like, there's got to be, like, some epic music that's playing as this kind of opens up. You're something like that. Oh, that's neat. That is so neat. This is like okay, I'm gonna stop here for a bit because I feel like this is the shot, right? Like from the whole perspective POV. So we got like, the cherry blossom world tree. We have, gods that are up there or something. Okay, well, okay, those are just statues, but we have like this grand building up there, like this whole city that's being built on top of this tree. You know what I mean? And then below you have like this kind of a lower city. It's not like a lesser city, but here's like the dock city, right? Signs of life. There's like Alex back there, Alec Farm or something like that. You have your beach. Here's like your dock where ships will, dock. Uh, commerce areas that are back there. Here's like the center square with a big old clock thingamajig. And then when someone does bad, they get tossed into the well. I'm just kidding. But here's something of that sort. Oh, there's a little Virgo who's surfing. That's sick. Yeah, great perspective here. And then back there you have like, some far off homes that are like a little bit away from the city. There's like some other building, mage building or processing factory, or that's a chapel that's like the cherry blossom panda, red panda starting point for the new allied race. I don't know. Something like that. Oh wow. I'm a monster for almost missing this. This is really cool. Really, really cool perspective shot. What I also like too is like just how the lighting here, it makes this tree like feel darker. To also lend to that sense of distance. The petals, unfortunately, they don't do us a favor here because they're like freaking huge. Like look how, like if you look at the perspective and how they fall into houses, like yo, dude, it's like blankets, full size blankets that are just raining onto the house or something like that. Not much you can do about that. What's being used as the water? So here's okay. So we'll start to explore here. So in this case, we have a mix of different kinds of drapes. So the technique here is to take these ribbed drapes. You can kind of see it here. Let me kind of zoom in. And you can see like you have like these series of bumps. 1 bump, 2 bump, 3 bump, and how it's reflected here. So if you mouse over, I'll mouse over the blue one. You can see how 1, 2, 3, they all highlight. And that's how you get that ripple feeling, by taking 2 of these. So like here's another one. And it's doing kind of the same thing. So you take both of them, kind of like mash them together, and then dye 1 blue, something that closely matches what's here, and then the other one is white. So that way you can get the whole foaming kind of feeling. And then they also put that detail here too. We have like a beachfront right here. So we have 2 different tones of these paving stones. So one here and then one here to help to create that illusion. Yeah, getting the angle right sucks because you got to angle it right, you got to clip it through and all that, and that can be kind of a pain. So let's take a look at the rest of this illusion here. I love that. I like him. Let's go back here. You know, we got like instant West Shore, not West Shore, Westfall. There you go. Instant Westfall vibes when you have enough of these things. Really cool. But it's where the Elks are like farming their stuff. We have like yeah, lots of little effort that's being put in here. The details is crazy. Because like, let me go back here. Like again, here's the illusion. You can barely see it, right? But of course, anyone who wants to take a closer look, they're going to see and appreciate all the little details that went into this. You know, so we got our crops. We have, what is this thing called again? Like the lampposts? Yeah, dowel lampposts. Um, plus little cushions for different veggies and all that. We got chickens. Let me take a look at these chickens real quick. These are also comprised of the little curtains. So curtain, that happens to be yeah, so that's the tail end of it. And then cushion, and then here is I think one of those like little pot things. Yeah. Well done. Well done. All right, so let's take a closer look at like some of this other stuff here. So you have a little, remember, these are all like little tiny things. So it's like little baby food that's down there. Here's the whole kind of like clock tower square sort of thing. It's just two shelves. And they even made sure, you know, despite the illusion being intended here, they made sure to, you know, like make little versions of what's behind it too. So it's not just the facade. This is a place that's made to be explored and appreciated too. Even if we were only going to like see it from like that one perspective for like the best POV, really neat. And so like here is the cherry blossom tree, which is actually two of them. Or well, okay, I'm not sure exactly what tree this is, but some of them look like they're upside down. Um, but they had to be made upside down in such a way that yes, you want to have it upside down, but you don't want upside down cherry blossom things to happen. I don't think. So like here we have little lion troops. That's adorable. Little lion troops there in front of the whole like and check it out, like there's like technology behind this too. It's not, so it wasn't just like a distance like hey you know we'll just like make a depiction. No, these were actual like houses that are being set up, and then they use this pulley system here to take folks to different floors. Nice. So you can take them up to the wagons and chicken coops. You can take them up to these like kind of taller buildings of sorts with the books, or you go to like the top where like I guess the boss is. And then here's that far off like other chapel looking place, and that's kind of what it's telling me. But it's very cool with the kit bashing here, because the big framing here is a fireplace. But then as we go down a bit, then we go into like this whole bookshelf shape, plus a table, and then we have another shelf that's acting as those double doors, which we won't see from all the way back there, nor would we see this. But it just looks like a little teleport spot. You know, guests come in, boom, and then off they go into like the chapel or whatever. And here again, we saw this outside, but we're seeing the use of the top of this trellis or gazebo, or both. Stable. But yeah, because it has that whole back area there too. Yeah, we're seeing this being used as hills. Nice. Really, really nice. All right. So I think I now have seen everything, right? Or did I miss? Please tell me I didn't miss another room. I did. Okay. Thank you very much. Great stuff. I'm gonna go back here one more time. I don't think I took any screenshots really. Um, I don't think I have favorites, but this one like really stood out, and it's mostly because of this view here. Yeah, that's really good. I really like the angling here. This is like a postcard. This is the kind of thing where it's like if someone's doing their whole monologue about the kingdom that they were once a part of and they fought for many years to save it, but then political turmoil like made me leave. But oh, I long for home. And then it shows this part. You know, I long to go back to the and then they just kind of go on this whole monologue of like, oh, the water, it tasted sweet like honey and all that stuff. And they're like, oh my God, it tasted sweet like honey. That's so weird. But, you know, they're trying to come off with that sort of energy. Very good. Again. All right. Now we're heading over. 17. All right. 1 second. So I made for myself a little problem, a little conundrum. Usually, I don't have breakfast, um, especially on the weekdays. Uh, I'll just have coffee and I'll be good. But then this morning, I was just chatting with mom, and I'm like, oh, while we're chatting, I'll have some of my yogurt. So I just have like a little bit of yogurt that I, set aside, throw some frozen berries in it, yada yada yada. And so I was like noshing on it while we're chatting, and then I was done. I didn't have too much, uh, and like that was it. That kind of messed with my appetite now, because I am hungry. I shouldn't have eaten yogurt this morning for breakfast. Because I'm hungry. Hungry. Not hungry. I'm hungry. Okay. Yeah, no, it was the carbs. Um, yeah, sucks. Ah, sets me off, man. Sets me off good. All right. So this is Morphiana's build. Okay. Very cool. so, so these tell me to get a burrito. Quick story, promise. Because we're running fast, so now I can do that. Um, Last night after the stream was over, I was like I said, I like shut down. I'm like, babe, I'm gonna get a treat. I'm gonna get a fucking burrito. And she's like, yeah, dude, get a burrito. Hell yeah. And so I go and order, and then I realize that they close at 5:55. So they closed just minutes after I ended stream. I was like, that's poop. That's very poop. That's probably the berries got a small sugar spike. Yeah, that's kind of how that goes. So, oh well. Let me suppress it a little bit. I will consider burrito because I got myself instead a butter chicken dish. Very good. It was very good, and it was on. It was on. There was like a promo, so I got that guy on the cheap. Very delicious. And then heartburn that kept me up. So, was it that good? I'd say it was worth it. All right, folks. This is Vexial. I'm sorry. All right, folks. This is Vexalia's place. We're over in Founders, in the semi-spooky part of Founders. And so I teleported in, and we're immediately met with like market stuff. So like, there's the boss, and what are we getting? We're getting apple, bananas, watermelons, and ginormous cherries. Nah, they're probably apples. But yeah, we got a delicious spread as soon as we come in. But what do we have here? Curiously, we have like the house right over there, fenced off, but I think that's not even like the main feature, at least not at the moment. The whole thing is about crops. Yo, this is like half hill on steroids. So they got some industrial level stuff going on back there. So we'll pass by the house real quick. So the front here, it's all fenced off. We got some lovely flowers back here, fully functional. Everything's quite dressed. Very pretty. Let me double check what's behind here real quick. Some additional greens to just kind of like help round out the back. Awesome. I'm glad that there was enough budget for that. But now let's see what's going on here. We're passing by, a sort of park vibe with a fountain. But the big thing that we have here is like, again, this whole industrial level production. Right down here, we have like a special allotment in the greenhouse. Certain greens that are coming out. But then we go through this hallway of plant work. Right? So we have things. I don't know what things exactly. But embedded into the dirt, it's just a little like a dirt pile, greens coming out. So things are coming along. Some things are ready to sprout. So we're growing like stuff along like different seasons. Oh, are they? Okay, so these look orange for sure. I guess I couldn't tell. They all looked almost brown. Maybe my eyes are just all jacked up. It's all good. Well, okay, this little rat creature, they're like, yeah, I want to get up on that. Delicious fruits. But it's not just fruits. We got plant work going on here. So there might be inside, there might be some alchemy work going on. There's like some additional stuff for like some berries. So so we have additional greenhouse work being done here too. And we see different levels of progression. So like this stuff, I guess, was just freshly planted. And we're just kind of like waiting for results. Or maybe they just picked stuff and it's ready to like plant more things once we're like ready to go. Yeah, big focus. I'm curious how that's going to reflect inside the house. Or we'll suddenly get fell stuff. Or a portal bathroom toilet thing. I don't know. Okay, so many carpets on the walls are walkthroughs. Oh, crap. All right. So hopefully this will be easy to discover on my own. All right. So we come in and we get these strong Caldroy vibes. I think that served as the door. So we have like this whole side entrance. Chance to look at ourselves, make sure we're nice and pretty. Say what's up to that giant stone lantern. And we come right in to what is first this T-shaped room. We're introed in. Great stuff. Great flower work here. Love the arrangements. And now I'm suspicious of everything. How many times am I going to slam against a open wall and discover a thing? Okay, cool. I'm going to discover this a lot. Oh boy, dude, this already looks expansive. Okay, I'm going to retreat back real quick. And like, I was trying to get a sense of my orientation here. So that's going to lead us elsewhere too. Okay, so we're going to go this way first. All right. Go left first, they said. Okay. The Mage School. So I guess this does have like a sort of Harry Potter vibe, but we're going to be going up like at least 3 times. We got quite the climb ahead of us. But in this first floor, study work. Big old lecture hall. No, just library. And we have like this whole allotment of scrolls, books, this very lived in feel. Because it's study work. Of course, they're going to feel like they live in here because they're stuck doing this until they graduate. Welcome to school, buddies. Just try to keep all your notes organized and all, and you'll be just fine. You'll be fine. No secrets back there, I don't think. Let me just take a quick glance. I don't think there is. Yeah. So let's make our way up, and we'll be able to see how this looks from below. Notice how we're using these fence posts as our climb. So you have like your normal post, but then you have the link here. You can see how the clip kind of comes together like that. And then we'll climb up these wall shelves. Shelf. Very convincing. And then we'll go across these tables here, and we're invited to go through 2 directions, as well as continue the climb. We ain't done yet. So let's go here first. And here we have lots of Draenei related stuff. Or no. Let me take that back. This is like just alien related stuff. So we have ethereal portals. We have like some Naru stuff. Basically anything of this color tone belongs right here, including the bed that's being used to skin the ceiling here, which I find very adorable. No one's in here, not yet, unless someone gets dropped in there or something like that. So let's keep going through. And okay, here's where the students want to be. No, or this is where the teachers are. And they're like, yo, did you hear about how bad Jimmy did on his test? Yeah, like he blew up like half the first floor, and then we had to use like the whole timey-wimey thing to turn it all back. It's like, yeah, but did you also hear that Jimmy cheated on the thing and he used the timey-wimey thing so that way we forgot all about it? Wait, how did we forget all about it? We were just talking about it. And then all the teachers get confused. So somehow Jimmy got out of it. Well done, buddy. Now, this might be for students, actually. But I'm going to say it's for the faculty. You know, because they get to eat good. Students, they get whatever, like, garbage that's being thrown out for them. But the teachers, no, they get to live off whatever food that comes from the tuition fees and all that. Over in this spot, I say this feels like a sort of like faculty office. So this could be like the headmaster. This is where the boss does their thing. And the boss is just as lazy as the rest of them. They're like doing minimal work, spending most of their time like eating and feasting and whining and dining because they got AI doing all this work for them and all that, but they're not telling a soul. And as they're out here doing not work, they come out here, they watch all those young and impressionable mages. Little do they know that in the end, they're all here to just make wallets. You know, very petty and part of this headmaster, but smart. You know, they got to play their cards. Now behind here, though, you know, not like a door or anything. There is this hidden spot. Okay, not a hidden spot. This is where they sleep. And again, they're using AI to fuel their hobbies, right? Selling as their own stuff. So total grifter, man. This headmaster is just all about deception. It's not AI, it's magic. Yeah, arcane intellect. What do you think I was talking about? All right, so what else do we have here? Here's a spot to sit. Dun, 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 dun. Although nothing here yet, you know, they still got to keep robbing their students blind and all that. So I like this setup though. Very simple with the shaping and all that, but it just looks visually striking. I like it. Colors pop. All right, so we're going through. Oh, we're retreating back out of the headmaster's room, out of the faculty room. Where everyone's just kind of laughing at all the students. Because this shroud right here, magic shroud, prevents all sound from going through. Boom. Wahahaha, right? So I think we can't retreat back down. So because I think this is the extent of the school. kind of neat how that comes together. And we're able to like view everything from over on that side. But now we continue the exploration, and we'll check out this part. So this feels like a typical student dorm room, which they're doing okay. I mean, if their parents are paying big money, and even if the faculty is robbing them of most of it, they still gotta put up appearances and make it feel as if the students are like doing good. So like here's Hedwig, right? I think that's the name of like the whole owl thing. But no, instead they got a Miss Murgle. So this is where they cheapen things up. Like Miss Murgle doesn't fly. She doesn't do any of like those tricks or send messages and whatnot. She's just there to kind of like be a companion, like a puppy, but just kind of dumber and kind of slimy too. But they're cheap, right? Cheap to produce and reproduce. Let's climb up more of these wall shelves. We get up here and we're invited into like, okay, we step down a little bit. Boop. All right, this little private study nook for like this one student who's trying to cram, don't want to be bothered and all that. Tells everyone to stay away. Oh yeah, big books. That's how it kind of is with magic books though. And thankfully they, sometimes they float, they levitate and all that. So I guess here's like where I would say one of the students who like paid for like the really cheap dorms. They just kind of like sleep out in the open, but but everyone gets their own Miss Murgle. Everyone's got to have their companion. It's like having a cell phone. Everyone's got to have one, right? One more study place here for students as they're cramming for like the next thing. Continue the climb. Then we get to this spot, and let's do a quick survey. So we got one more kind of landing to go up to. And we'll check that out first, since we're here. But back here, just a place to kind of round out the climb. Karazhan or Kirin Tor. I'm gonna say it's I'm gonna say Kirin Tor with a C, a hard C. So this is like, this is the cheap version. They're like, yeah, we made a new thing called the Kirin Tor, and we're all about cool mage stuff and sick vibes. But in reality, like I said, they're just fleecing the students and the parents and all that. Because look at this, they just got like beds all strewn about up on like this sort of like makeshift area. They have one little spot to read all their books and do their study and all that. So parents don't know. The kids, they feel like, oh yeah, this is it, man. This is the mage life. Yeah, they have no idea how it's like, dude. They're being robbed blind. They don't even know it. Bare minimum magic stuff. They're going to come out here knowing like level 1 spells, and the rest they'll just use AI for, thinking that that's going to carry them through. Oh yeah, dude, we're just going to use our 1-button macro to like cast all our spells. No, they're not learning anything here, dude. This is a highly oppressive place. It's just a money maker. God. So let's climb down. Let's explore more and see what's behind this shroud. We'll see what sorts of like tools or whatnot these students happen to use. All right, so here's what these students have to work with, right? Notice there ain't no auto pen thing here, so there's they feel like they got to do all their stuff, they're at least learning and everything, but they're not going to know. So here's stuff that they just like kind of like collected together. Here's like the one faculty member, the one, this is the good one. This is the good guy faculty dude who's like trying to help the students and do their thing, but they treat him like crap. You know why? Because he's the freaking Eye of Icarus. And so they're like, dude, we're not going to listen to you, eyeball. What's up, one eye? They just like really like give him crap. But he's the one that cares about the students the most. I feel bad for that guy. I don't know if that's a guy. I feel bad for that. that guy. No, I'll just go with that. But he's doing his best. He wants to see these kids have a bright future, even if it ends up, teach them all void stuff. That's okay because that's what they specialize in. It's all good. What a rotten school, but what a cool build. It can be both. All right, it can be both. So I think we're dropping down a little bit, and I'm pretty sure I went through everything in these rooms, right? I can look up from where I'm standing. Oh, crud. Okay. I gotta climb back up. Hold on. So that's what happens when I get carried away, and I end up looking at other stuff. So right up here. Ah, okay. So I couldn't see it from below, but here, very cute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A whole bunch of these awkward windows, and then one of those Dramathus lights, plus one of those whole ethereal, whatever, those ethereal doohickeys, sucking in magic. Nice. What's it really doing though? Sucking the mana out of the students there. Oh man. So again, I'm still running with that whole rough story that these students have to go through, but they're doing their best, I believe. All right, so I think we're retreating back. And now we can check out the other stuff, the other side. Justice for students. So here's what, so there's the school, right? And no one sees that. So this right here could be what the parents see when they're just kind of going around. But then here we have this kind of like very rich, this very opulent feel, big old Dramathus sconces and lights and everything that are blasting the place. It feels very bright, feels very inviting. Like, yo, just have a seat. Let's talk. Let's talk about a payment plan. Mr. and Mrs. Magic Person. Your student has such great potential. I think we want to keep them here for a 9-year plan. A 9-year plan for my students? Oh, yeah, dude. That's the thing. We want to make sure that they learn everything they need to know, even though they could just probably look at YouTube videos for it. We want to teach them everything. So let's talk about housing. Let's talk about food and all that stuff. So that way we can milk as much money from these folks as possible. But let's put on good appearances. Let's make things feel rich and vibrant. So quite the scheme going on in this school of deception. At some point, I'm going to run into something in build that just totally disrupts that entire narrative. But so far, I think I'm able to play it off pretty well. So here's the boss, which we have no idea what their true intentions are. Who's given folks a sense of like the kind of this is like a demo room, right? A sense of what the students will be going through. Like, okay, they're working with like the latest desk technology and all that. And then, we'll go through here first. Oh yeah, and then here's what the students have, and all this food's fake. It's all magic stuff, all illusions. But yeah, look at how well they eat and everything. They straight up eat outside. They straight up access hunter tables, so that, and get like the freshest this food. They got delicious coffee to nosh on all the time. Pantries are always filled, guys. Absolutely. We have a Pandoran chef who's like doing all this work, and they're on call 26 hours a day. By the way, construction wise, great kit bashed stove and oven setup. We got this like array, one big burner, 4 smaller ones for adaptability, functionality right here with the burners. Awesome. And we're on broil mode too, so we're not messing around with this kitchen. Interesting color setup too, with the whole contrast between the kind of like dark purple and then this sort of washed out red. At least well, maybe with the lighting, it sort of looks like it's washed out. That's kind of what I'm getting out of here. Continue to spread. We have this whole farmhouse sink setup. Quite pretty. And now this is a popular color tone where you have like these lighter browns and then these darker panels here to get a good contrast. That's been a pretty popular one, but it looks great. Pantry area on the side, and then from here, another small focus on like oven work. I mean, we do have some ovens there, but I think that's more for meats and dinners and stuff. This is more for like maybe baking, perhaps, because we got one pie set up. Very nice. Stuff is like ready to go too. And here's where the fake students, because they don't exist here, here's where they eat. It's like, oh gosh, parents, look at how well everyone's eating. They get plenty of everything. We even let them have wine on Thursdays. But just a sip. Nah, just kidding. They don't get any of that wine. It's all for the faculty. All right, so we return here. And then there's a shroud that way. Actually, let me just double check. I think there was a way through. Yeah, there was more. We ain't done. I caught myself this time. We have additional pantry work here. And perhaps something over there. Well, let's see what's behind here too. Oh, okay, so this... Oh, interesting how things kind of like link together here. So this... Okay, so which way should I go? I'll go this way first. So I guess here we're still leading the parents on. And this is where they sign the paper. This is where... Oh, yeah. I think this is where they sign away like their students' lives into a 9-year plan of oppression and slavery. Sign here, and you're good to go. But what's back here, though? So this is some backroom deal stuff going on here. No, this is their bedroom. Ah. So after this is where they take all those contracts and signing things and all that stuff, or like just the bags of money, and they bring themselves back here, and then they just throw it all over the place and like, whoa, we're rich. And then the headmaster and Mr. Snuffle, they just roll around the bed, celebrating like another hard day's work of money grubbing. Villainy, dude. Straight villainy happening here. And okay, this is gonna drive me nuts. Okay, so I'm gonna keep going through these shrouds and we'll work our way backwards. All right, so boom. Okay, just a bathroom. Okay, so but no number 2, unless this is number 2. No, this is just a place to like wash off. Magic wash off spot. By the way, everything here costs like a bajillion gold. Just saying. Paid for by the students' parents. We bathe, we're good to go. Coming out feeling fresh, but you can't wash off the evil. So let's go through this shroud here. So now, keep in mind, this is a secret shroud, so I'm not quite sure how to... Okay, is this another one? Okay. Oh, boy. Okay, starting off here. Big flower box. Herondar vibes. Dude, this is the headmaster's collection of weird stuff. Ah. I think that's what's happening here. So I'm almost expecting that. So this is where the headmaster they explore their own unique habits, right? Growing rare plants and stuff like that. And then we go through this spot and we continue an observation of their habits, which include possible murder. Ah, see? I told you I'm onto something. All right. So we have this spread of possible foul play, shenanigans. And then back here, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just junk, actually. This might be just junk. I almost wanted to say, oh, this must be a prison, right? It's a prison for like those who might have like caught on, right? And it might be still, right? It's like, oh, so you're one of those really smart kids, Harry Potter. How about you come over here into our special dorm room? And so they just get locked up in here. All right, so a lot of very villainous things happening. Yeah, they're not making soda. They're not making cool things for the students. No, they're making concoctions. They're making poisons or oppressive fluids. That doesn't sound like a thing. No. Through here, a continuation of what feels like different habits or different kinds of interests in part of the headmaster. Now there are some interesting chairs set up here. So as for what this is being used for, unknown at this point. Not sure. Or maybe they use these plant life things and they actually weave them together and they also make furniture. Ah. For those who might remember, there was a movie called Nicolas Cage, Angelina Jolie, Cars. The villain had this thing with making furniture with like rare wood or something like that. Gone in 60 seconds. There we go. And like there's one part where they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna hurt the chair," and the dude's like, "No," right? That's it. That's what's happening here. That's what's happening here. They make they grow weird stuff, make furniture out of it, and that's how they pop the rocks. Because the villain's got to have a weird thing to it. Yeah. Oh, this is a great story. Well done. Well done, Vexalia. Story of oppression, of with this villain, this multi-layered villain who has like these crazy habits and obsessions, but is also powering it up by taking advantage of our youth. Fantastic. I love this place. And check it out. Check out the special table being used. Look at this special chair with this exotic leather. Mm-hmm. Great use of the Herondar stuff because it's all coming like it's all creating that whole cohesive theme. Of course, the story behind it is entirely made up, but I'm gonna keep running with it. So let's retreat back. I think we did hit a dead end here. Huge build, by the way. Very, very big. So boop number 2. And I think boop number 3 is, I think is this way? Or this actually might take us backwards. Nope. Nope. Ah, so we continue the weird habitual actions of this headmaster. And what they have here, void stuff. And so this is their Murgle. Like I said, everyone's got their own Murgle. So does the headmaster. And so this Murgle's like, "You've done well, my minion." And then the headmaster's like, "Oh, yes, master." That's the twist, baby. This crazy dude runs the show. Right? Oh, there's another one. Oh, there's 2 Murgles. So that's the bad one. This is the one who's like, "But headmaster, you got to think about the students." Shut up. And then boom, zaps them with a spell or something like that. So they got this whole thing, it's like this whole brother sister thing where their lives are intrinsically connected and all that stuff. One can't live without the other, that sort of thing. So she keeps this one around. she would kill him, but then it will end up killing her too, and that's just not gonna work. So instead, like she just like brings it down. So at some point, some young plucky hero and his two dumb friends are going to, get the help from this Murgle, so that way they can bring down this one. But first, they have to go through the headmaster wherever they are. Right? That's what's happening here. So that's going to be like the whole plot of like this thing. And at some point, there's going to be like this whole MacGuffin where they're like trying to forge like some evil thing with which to suppress the students even more. And then our young heroes have to put a stop to it. God, this is deep, dude. This is deep. Ugh, crazy. All right. So we hit these 4 spots. I think we're ready to retreat back. There is so much going on with this house. It's funny because we're still able to make connections. I was thinking at some point I'm going to get derailed, but nope, we can still keep going. We can still keep going with this. I was talking about no, I was going with the whole Harry Potter thing because I don't know, babe, when you came in here, I don't know when you joined, but I had this whole thing about magic school. But in this magic school, the headmaster is actually robbing everyone blind and stealing all their tuition fees. It was just crazy. Okay, so in this room, so this is another kind of secret spot, but like one part here is like, okay, we're whining and dining to the parents, and then another part is like the whole headmaster's spots, so we kind of have to like identify like which is which. I think this is the place for like, you know the whining and dining of these folks, trying to get them in on it. And maybe there's some other folks who might be in on the scheme too. So yeah, this might be where like some henchmen hang out as well. Just in case some of these parents like wise up and get out of line and everything. And I'm gonna guess this is where those henchmen just kind of hang out. Or like, so we have like the boss, that's Miss Murgle. And then we have the main villain who's like the headmaster. But then there's got to be like a right hand person. They've got to have their evil lieutenant person, and they get to like live it up. They're doing it, and they might end up betraying the headmaster as well. But in the meantime, they have this whole arc of, okay, I'm just being loyal and all that stuff because headmaster helped me out when I was in trouble, and so of course I'll do anything for the boss. And of course, the boss thanks them with all this lavish stuff, keeps their loyalty and all that. But in the end, when it all comes down to it and there's like some sacrifice play to make, this person here, they're going to be like, oh, dude, I sacrificed it all for your boss. You didn't have to give me any of that stuff. I would have done it for free. It's all about you, boss. And so they get their tender moment. So this is deep character development in this spot. Yeah. I imagine this dude, he like wears like the straight suit and all that, super clean, but of course had that whole history of like, I was an orphan and all that. But then the headmaster, like they took me in and blah, blah, blah. Even though, and I don't care if the headmaster like had it in all this time to like sacrifice me. I would do it, man. No regrets. Yeah. Sick story, dude. And of course, everyone gets their own Miss Murgle. Everyone gets their own Murgle. Let's retreat back a little bit more. We got more house and more more rugs to walk through. All right, so I think we're going this way. We go back into like the kind of public cafeteria space where, we're presenting things to the parents. Things are great. They're awesome. And now we go this way, past the places where we think students are hanging out and doing their thing. And then, so I think this is another kind of like fake presentation where it's like, yeah, look at how fun this place is. We got our own like Diagon Alley. Dude, we have it. There we go. Yeah, so we have commerce happening now here. So in this case, it's got to be like mostly legit because you have all these like different kinds of characters and shops being set up, and so everyone's like doing their thing. You know, this is capitalism or whatever at work. So what are folks shopping for? Booksies, tools, things to enjoy themselves with. You know what I mean? And it's a permanent kind of marketplace too, because you know these folks they just live here. They have their bed set up and everything. You know they're very established. So I might see some carts here, but not really. These are permanent emplacements for the most part. You know, walled off into its own little section here. Here's like our shop if you want to buy magical treasure chests to hold all your garbage and all that, right? You know, we have like these, you know, here's like some extra pillows if you're not happy with the literal rocks that school's given to you. So if anything, they're like they know what's going on, but they're also sort of in on it too, because it's like, yo, like they have really crappy equipment over there in the school. We're gonna sell them good stuff, you know, and make some extra money out of it. Smart, smart. So somewhere out here, there's got to be like a couple of good merchants who are still kind of like looking out for the students too, and all that. Because if they're too oppressed, then they'll leave, right? They'll complain to the parents. So again, they got to put on airs and just make it look like they're being well taken care of. So it's like, yeah, you're doing this stuff, you're earning this money, and you can buy all these things now. But they're things that they should have in the first place, right? Hmm. Great work on the market. I think there's a little bit more to explore, but I'm just commenting on the whole transition part. You know, we come out and everything's like very, very extensively built. So it's all closed. But now we come up here. We got this upper level where the young plucky hero and his two dumb friends, you know, they can kind of like be away from prying ears and all that, and they can talk about what can they do to like save their school and bring dignity back to I don't know what the place is called, but dignity back to our school. Yeah. Did I see everything? I'm not, because there were a lot of rugs, so I'm not sure if I saw everything. I know we went through like a lot. Yeah, we went through two main wings, lots of rugs as well. That was the bit. Okay, cool. So how close was I? Was there a story behind this? I want to know. I want to know if I was on the mark at all. I have a feeling I wasn't, because I ran with this one hard. I think more than any build, this is more than like Jake and Sarah. This is like next level storytelling. Magic Carpet University. That's right. Because like I said, they were enslaving the students. They're making magic carpets. There we go. Other than not being part earlier, but yes. Excellent. Excellent. Great story. Great story stuff, dude. I think you said earlier in the thing, I think you were nervous about oh man, I hope this place is cool as a follow-up. Dude, this place was awesome. This place was highly entertaining. Never underestimate what's capable of housing. Put in the right stuff, and we can create for ourselves a whole ass experience. It's just a question of imagination. It's such a big joy of mine when we can come into something, you know, and pluck little stories out of things. I'd say I went a bit over the top here, you know, just a bit, but it was still a lot of fun. Still a lot of fun. So thank you again, dude. Harry Potter. All right. I need need a moment, kind of clear my head a little bit. Um, Let me double check if the blizzard reached out for anything. Doesn't look like it. Yay. Actually, no, wait. Shoot, I needed to reach out for something. Crap. Um, Oh, okay. Um, all right. All right, cool. Let me get things lined back up. Should I get a burrito today? That's the real question. That's the real story. All right. Okay, he says yes. Okay. Oh, obey wife. Thank you, babe. All right, I think we're okay. I got everything. All right, folks. This is Ceres's place. This time we're over in Founders. We're presented with a pretty grand presentation of the Shopskin house. So we're gonna explore the inside and see what they did to doll it up a little bit more. Because there's a lot to it. There's like there's the exterior obviously, and then there's like an kind of an additional interior as well. So it looks like they went really all in with this package. You can see here there is this sort of I believe it's a stable that's being used here. We have like these green hills that we can work with here. And these are all, by the way, you know, not to knock on anyone's decision to buy shop housing, but it's kind of the message that I want to send is I really hope we get similar kinds of structures here. Because here, let me show you guys what this really is. This is actually just a stable here, but then I've seen most of the use of it not being a stable. It's being used to create this sort of like ground cover. So I really hope that that we see similar stuff that comes from like Founders Point and whatnot. Not even trying to take away what constantly comes in with regular releases of stuff, but this is like just a very cool thing that I think everyone should get easier access to. All right, so fountain work right there, plus additional fountain. Yeah, so very tight build that we have here. So things are compressed into the slots, which is like wonderful little place to enjoy some marshmallows. Yep. But let's do this climb here. Front door is right there. But let's take a look at what is going up higher. So up the stairs we have bench. Hey, good start. And also, okay, now we have like this little alchemy, not alchemy station, but this plant station that we're working with. On the other end here, big old thing of dirt, and we're growing more stuff. Very cool. Oh, interesting how it ends like that, because we got to backtrack now. And then here's kind of like the semi-interior. No door for something like this yet, but I don't think it's really meant to be. But then we have additional growth here with some Herondar greens, plus storage. And as we get up here, you know, we have like the built-in cherry tree, but then we have like a little bit more, we have a few more of them. And then from here, we can enjoy like a nice view of the tree. That's pretty. Nice view of the tree, water stuff down, and I think we're good to go. So out here, it feels like most of the efforts were surrounding the tree. You know, they wanted to make sure that it doesn't feel like too out of place because we're in a beach area, right? And so having just like a big old tree that comes out of it with nothing else it doesn't feel very convincing. And so they wanted to add a little bit more to it, and this works out great. So like here's like the really big spread here. Very nice. Oh, I noticed here that they added like a little something up top there. Here, let me see if I can get to that. So up in this spot, little overhang. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. All right. So let's head on inside and see what we got. Okay, so according to the notes, I visited this place months ago, and I'd love to see how things have changed. My memory isn't great. We'll see how things jog together as we explore this build. But what we have first is this very opulent entrance. Screams Blood Elf right from the jump, right? I'm almost surprised that we're seeing this kind of Orgrimmar rugged floor right down here. But it also makes for a good contrast too. I know that people love like the Blood Elf white marble and all that stuff, but I really appreciate more modest flooring options too. But as soon as we go in, this place is dressed with these immediate pillars to help give a little bit more shape. In fact, I think we see like 2 doors here. There's like yeah, I think I see like 2 kinds of doors being used, but the way the clipping is looks a little odd. All right, 1 second. From there, when we enter, like I said, you have like these great presentations here, these blood elf statues that almost look threatening with how they look, because like as soon as we go, we can kind of like walk around them and everything, and then we'll pass right through here. Well, let's backtrack a little bit. We have these really neat presentations right through here. We have like these shrouds being used to sort of obscure what's outside a little bit. It almost looks like it is weird to say. It almost looks like it's like nuclear winter outside because it's like super like kind of like smoggy looking out there. So it has that kind of vibe to it. Are we in a bomb shelter? No, we're not in a bomb shelter or anything like that. But it has that sort of look to it as well. I think of for those of you who play through Battle for Azeroth, in Mechagon, there's a certain quest line when you do dailies where sometimes you're taken to like a possible future. And in there, like everyone's being oppressed. There's like giant robots walking all over the place. And outside, it's like, grayed out skies and just chaos out there. And I kind of get that sense with the way the window tints here are working. And this happens to be a refuge from the apocalypse. Now, is that the story we're telling here? I don't know. Sometimes I let myself get really carried away with these stories, and maybe I'll try to hold back just a smidge so I can appreciate more of the build. But let's go through here, because again, very opulent entrance, very rich. And then things shift, like you notice here. We very, very Blood Elf heavy, and then we shift to like this sort of vibe. So maybe that's the intent. They just wanted to like have that sort of entrance. But as for the house proper, I think we're going to see or expect like lots of like very heavy themes on these rooms. I think that's what we're kind of getting from this. So we have all sorts of options. We have like these kind of large rooms to explore. I mean, that's a stairwell room. That is a lot. So we'll start by going left, as usual. We start off in this sort of hallway, this sort of transition, and we have these really nice lighting effects as we come in. Interesting though. Like, hold on, I'm kind of cheating myself here. So that's there. So this makes sense. So, but the orientation of the lighting and where it's shining, we'll see how that kind of like comes together as we explore more of the place. But really like how this comes together because we're not meant to like see through the fencing here. It's just designed to be there. And then we have like this big blast of light coming in. So we can see our chess game. Because otherwise, we have like a little, one little lantern there to help us along. So let's proceed to the next room. We're going into this medium, what looks like a medium size, maybe a large octagonal room. Feels very, very spacious. We get in here, we have like this big fireplace, very big fireplace. It's that big. You could fit a man in there. In fact, I think, has this been in big in two? Yes, it has, I think. Very cool sized. Across here, this nice little motif of night phase stuff. Stuff that looks like there's a stage that's under construction, but looks like their budget's full too. So, unfortunately, sacrifices had to be made. But I like the layout here. Really cool. Because they carved out like this shaping here to create a little bit more. I mean, we'll see if we end up... There is something inside there. I think I do remember like a little bit of this, right? And then these bookshelves are, partially filled. We have like these... Okay, I like the glow of this workshop. This looks neat. Because we have like these very intense glows here. Like here's the lighting that helps to illuminate like this part. But I like this shot here. We have nice bright glows here, contrasted with these, with just like this little bit of a fell glow coming from the flag, and like that's it. So I like the way that this all dances together. Yeah, so let me pan back around, and I'm pretty sure, beyond this fireplace, well lit, by the way. Love the scale of it. I'm pretty sure there's something in here. Boop. Yeah. So I remember a little bit of this place. But yeah, lots of updates to dress this up even more. We got our raised spot here for a bathtub. I don't recall if this has changed or not. Oh yeah, there's the little sand garden right there. I sort of remember commenting on how, it must be really hot in here because there's like a whole furnace in here. But we do have our standing shower and everything right here. And what do we have? Waterfall stuff coming out. So a big old fountain is helping us out there. And a cute little cherry tree. Is this how small it gets? It'd be cool if there's like a really, if you can make it really small, and it can be like as if it's one of them bonsai trees or something like that. That'd be neat. And back here, check out this window setup. Oop. So, okay, so there's a book up there. Does that have a glow to it? Because it's there, but okay, it's using that whole foggy effect. Okay, so let me back up. And there's the shot. Okay, I like that. That comes off really well. Hardly apocalyptic at all. It's quite serene in this frame. Really good. So at least from that POV, everything's fine. This is not a bomb shelter. This is not a refuge from the apocalypse. We're fine. Yeah, sun's out there too. Yeah, so everything's cool. Unless it's fake. Unless they're trying to fool us. We should stay alert. Nah, I think we're fine. I think we're probably fine. Okay, so main room. We're going to go this way now. Because I'm fascinated by this room. It's like semi-isolated by the shrouds here. But dude, this has like this really like futuristic like club sort of feel to it. Not really, but like I really like how all these glows dance together to make a really, really strong theme in this room. You have some parts here that are very well lit. Like for example, of course that corner, and then here with the street lamp. And then by contrast, you have like these kind of darker tones here, but you still have this bright glow that's coming from the piping here. that still gives it a lot of life. That's neat. I like it. So let's now proceed into this another grand room. Very, very spacious, but we have like all these different sorts of kind of like wall panels or like these different presentations, in each corner. So like, for example, this is like, okay, this is villain style fireplace. Only bad guys sit in that chair. Okay. That's really good. Really good. Like if this was like a single room, like you pan back and then you see like the people who are sitting there, no, they are up to no good. The people who are there, they're not like sitting there, you're bidding, and then they'll be like, we should go to South America. Oh yeah, that'd be great, Bethany. You think so, Scott? Oh my God, I love South America. I want to see like all the South Americanese people. And then Scott's like, did you say South Americanese? Yeah, South Americanese. And then Scott's like, oh my God, yeah, I know. I love the South Americaneses, right? And then she's like, Easies? No, no, no. It's just South Americanese. They're not that bright, but they just love cool fireplaces and all that stuff. So, but yeah, you don't get those conversations. It's like bad guy level stuff when you see this sort of vibe, man. Super villainy, but very, very cool. Let's climb up here to this little library setup and click this thing because I'm curious. Ah, work in progress. I see. Actually, wait. Can I fall? Okay, don't fall. Maybe, yeah, maybe don't fall. Maybe that's a bad idea. I'll let that be a thing. So work in progress spot right here. Although, what is this? This is, ah, so they kept just the crests. Very interesting. Huh. Just goes to show you just how where people can find things. So you see like the little tiny tip here. You can see how it comes out like right there. Curses. Maybe tilting it just slightly will help to obscure that one little part if we're being that nitpicky. On the side here though, battle station. We got this slick flat screen monitor, huge tower. Our little nubby mouse and keyboard. Awesome. And then with it, we have like some cool paraphernalia. We got dude, this total Death Knight fan. Yeah, buddy. Super edgelord stuff up here. Like if there was a camera here, like here's them being like, all right, guys, we're about to do this key. Let's get pumped, let's get amped. And then the camera pans over, and then he goes over to this Diablo book or whatever, and then he starts chanting all sorts of weird gibberish, and then all the viewers are like, is he serious? And then you see the streamer person, they're like, yeah, dude, blah, 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 blah. And then he like takes a stuffed animal or something like that and stabs the heck out of it. And people are like, this guy's taking a plus 12 a little bit too seriously, guys. It's just the 12. Relax. All right. Oh, and then dude, this streamer is intense. He's got drugs and everything. Oh man. Yeah, this dude don't play. This dude, this is the kind of thing that you'll see on like live stream fail at some point, because they're like doing some really weird stuff, and they get some banned, and so they end up on kick instead. Sheesh. Oh, yeah, I did notice the skull in the coffin. I was thinking to myself, okay, is that a real one, or is this like a fake one? Is it something that they put on for the show and all that, or is it real? This is the reason why they get kicked off or they get suspended from Twitch for like 14 days. Maybe. Right down here, gaming stuff. At least I'm going to say it's gaming stuff, because I mean, come on, right up there is like a whole battle station. I'm going to say this is like D&D stuff, as opposed to like being a place to actually have like battle plans and whatnot. I'm taking this house as a place of more like fun than the business of killing, right? Now, in the middle of this room, this nice little well, we have the tree and all that, but we also have like the little pond here, plus fishies, all surrounded by this tastefully done circular table. So what they did here, instead of making eclipse happen, they're like, no, we're going to embrace it. So they stack these instead and have like these different layers. That's cool. I find that very artsy. And now back here, we go up this platform, boom, boom. Notice how it's like framed with these beams here. We go across and we hit like this very private study. Like, note how soft these glows are, but really pretty. I like how the moon well or whatever's down there, it's ending up kind of like sort of illuminating. I think it's the advanced moon well that's here because you can see how it illuminates the chair as well as like the drapes in front of it. And then you have like this nice glow. Actually, it might not be. It might be these sconces that are doing the work, which are funny because it almost looks like it's like hanging upside down, but it's being used as like a sort of filigree tree of sorts. That's neat. But again, I like the contrast. Like you get like shots like these where you have these very subtle glows that are popping out in the darkness. I think that's really cool. Here they have like their safe of illicit goods and then one guard to make sure that we don't get in on that stuff. Because, like that kid up there is crazy. So they needed to have like something to, oh yeah, that's right, little Tommy. It's so burglars don't get in, even though there's like no danger of that. It's really just for him because he's just a weird kid. You know what? Maybe the whole family is kind of weird. Actually, you know what? Yeah, the whole family. They got habits. They've got habits. That's it. What kinds of habits? Very contrasting. It's like, okay, the neighbors see the Murgles, right? But at night, right? And yet it's hard to say that the family isn't in on this either. They gotta know what's going on. I mean, the kid's nuts, right? The kid can't hide this. No way. They can hide it from the public. So, very interesting little story that we have there. Okay, interesting on the layout here. So we have this whole platform thing set up here. But they also have like this little raised platform here with the intent to create this this little dip. I think that works out. It's a bit disorienting from like from a day-to-day sort of thing. You're kind of like wandering through, going back and forth, and so you might want to make sure you don't trip up and fall. But otherwise, we have like this nice place for like reading. So I think I checked out most everything in this room. And then we're led that way, I think. We came from there. That was the hallway. We checked out... Actually, did I see what's back there? Oh, no, that was a work in progress. Yeah, that was a dead end. All right, so now we're going to go this way and see what else there is to explore. All right. Very bright light coming from there. So I'm guessing that this is just like a big skylight. Yes, it is. Okay, I really like the framing of this. Like this is the great place for like, these individual screenshots because like at least the way that everything here is constructed, it's very meticulously placed in such a way that we can have like these individual shots like boop and they just look great. Fantastic. And there's the boss. Hey, what are they doing? They're working on stuff. And again, these portrait shots. Boop. Okay, they're watching the AI do stuff, right? But stuff is being worked on. I think that's a better way to frame it, right? So we'll go through here, and all of a sudden, okay, now we have like this cool transition. We have what I'm going to kind of call a spine of sorts, multiple curved tables as we go into this next room. Once again, another octagonal room that's acting as the bedroom. And what a bedroom this is. You know, again, very spacious, filled with collections, booksies, place to sit, you know, a villain style chair once again, but, you know, not on the scale that we saw from that earlier room, but really, really dressed. Here we have like a, yeah, so yeah, it's like a full on like apartment kind of spot. Because here we can goof around, play our instruments, have snackies, delicious snackies. I really want something. Here we're painting, but things aren't going so great. It's like, yo, Janet, I'm gonna paint. She's like, Charles, you can't do it. Like you've had way too much. You're blessed. No, I got this. I got this, Gina. It's Janet. Whatever. Whatever, Jan. Look, I'm gonna paint. This is gonna be great. And it's not that great. So whoops. In part of his, in part of him. And then the puppy's there being like, okay, I didn't do it this time. Wasn't me, buddy. Was not me. I was just chilling up here. I'm being good. They don't know I peed on the bed yet. Haha. No trouble for me. Okay, what's back here? Let's look at this. All pretty. So funny. Okay, so we have this chair. We sit, and it's more like a portrait style sort of thing. Once again, you know, very pretty shots you can make for yourself that they put together. The kind of thing you can like copy and make into your own painting of sorts. I think I remember commenting on this bed as being, very very grand because they took the whole sunwell kind of looking thing, threw a carpet on it, threw a bed on top of that, and then dressed it up a little bit more. Pillows, books, puppy, you know, all to make like this, very rich climb. There's a door to nowhere over there, perhaps to a bathroom of sorts, if we wanted to go there. Big study area, but also a little bit of cleanup to be done. You know, we got live plants. They ain't fake, but because you have like these big plants, you got big cleanups as well. So hopefully, aside from the AI pins, we have some like enchanted brooms or whatnot to help us out as well. Yeah, so here's that skylight that we were looking at earlier. And the way they did this, you know, again, big use of these curved tables going all the way around. And you see the spine work being used here too, and here, and probably elsewhere. I might have missed it too. So very cool work that's being done with it. It helps to, you know, kind of liven things up, make things feel a little bit different. And the shaping is really neat. Are these secret shelves? Yes, they. Oh, look at that closet full of. Oh, that's dope. I assure you, this was a totally like a random click, but I just happened to be like, oh, look, these are shelves. So, nothing there though. It's just this one. That's sweet. That's very clever. That's very, very clever. And now I'm thinking about this, like, okay, how many times might I have missed this in other builds where you see like, oh, this is just kind of like this little wall panel here, no big deal. No, it's hiding madness. But I'm pretty sure most folks, they'll point it out to me if they happen to be here for the build. Like, dude, you missed something. No. So I'm pretty sure I explored the entirety of like that wing. So I think now we can go this way. Now we can finally start climbs. First, though, we got to see what's going on with this kitchen setup. Because this looks extended. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, this is cool. So what I'm liking about this particular window is it's not bright. Or I'm sorry, it's not super dark. It's like dusk, but at the same time, there's like, I don't know, it's like it's foggy, but I just really like the gradient because it's not like super duper dark, and I like that somehow. Somehow. Sun's going down. You can kind of see it right there. Some of these stars are shining through. Some of these are actual like little objects, helping to illuminate the place. But I really like this glow. That's very, very neat. Got some knickknacks on the side, and so here's where we're cooking and everything. So yeah, great views while you're doing some prep work. Here on the side, big old pantry area, very well lit. Big lights thanks to those Borealis lamps. Very popular thing to use. Great for adding in additional lighting to places, and you want to obscure it. Oh wow, dude, check out the tiles here. That's sick. That's work too. I think these are like some. I think these like are edges. Yeah, these are painting edges that are being used. So you can see how far it goes. Wow. Okay, great work on this. Here, let me close this. Yeah, so you pan back. Wow. Oh, that's good. These are great cabinet work. Because you can see here, these are, and very expensive, by the way. These are all canvas paintings. 1,500 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A lot. Yeah, a lot of these canvas boards that are being used. And they're being, and because it's using these boards, you have this nice contrast. So you can easily identify uh, how all these cabinets are separated. And then looks like it's using like a wall shelf. Yeah, a little wall shelf that's been dyed to work as handles. This is a very expensive kitchen. Literally. What's this right here? This is a number. Okay, it's funny because this is shaped like a big pot, but it's actually like a number of these sort of put together. Huh. Neat. And then they have butterflies there, which is like a sanitarian out, not a big deal. Also check out like the work here with this kit bashed stove. Lots of these walls. 1, 2, 3, and then here I believe this is the display case. That's very smart. So check it out. They took the case and embiggened the guy as much as they could to create this sort of structure or the sort of reflection here, and then boop, they jam that sucker down to the bottom or to the side in case that happened to be an illegal move. So you have like these little windows for the stove. Smart. It looks like it was jammed all the way down because I think I can see the top of it. I'm not sure though, but very cool. Very, very creative. Here we have a broken freezer. is what I'm looking at here. So, I mean, what else is going to be? Like, you open it up, the whole thing is caked in ice, and you have like some stuff sticking out. So you're like, let's just leave it open, and then maybe like stuff will come out. Maybe they should have they got to lay some towels down there or something like that, or like an extra rug, something like that, so they can like catch all that stuff. I mean, hey, you had like a mop that was cleaning up a mess that they made. Very cool though. Pantry area on the side here. Here's where you can like do some personal dining. Yeah, great kitchen though. And now we go upstairs. I felt like I got lost in that kitchen for a while. Here we have another cool portrait. Oh, dude. Okay, the lion looks so sad in that shot. Here, not so bad. But then here, in the way it's angled here, the lion looks so sad. Right? And then now he's not. So it's kind of interesting because it's like rounded here, right? But then I guess the way the 3D of it clips, once you get to this angle, you can see sad lion. Oh no. All right. Let's walk up a little bit. Boop, 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 boop. Big old bookshelves as we climb up. Oh, check out the night lights that are coming from here as we get to the top of these stairs. Very nice. And look at how they're like just barely angled a little bit, so that way we can have this whole illusion of moonlight coming in. That's pretty sick. We get to the top, and this feels like the paladin floor. You know, one altar there. We have like this, not too much with that window over there, but we do have the glow coming in. Nice. Some very nice stuff up there. Along with some more branding. Oh, very, very pretty. They took two of those void tables, brought it in so you can make like that kind of effect. Very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so I think we're ready to retreat. Oh, interesting how we have like this set of tables there. Maybe that's part of an experiment that they. No, actually, I think it's just made to like kind of frame like the paladin stuff down there. Now this can look pretty cool. You know, you take these tables and you line up all the way across. You can make a cool effect with that. Now let's head down. I'm pretty sure I can retreat past the amazing kitchen plus window. That happens to be the main hall. And wait, did I see everything? Because I think I started off this way, right? And then we had like the whole room with like the stuff inside there. Yeah. So unless there's secrets that I missed and walked by, I think I've seen everything, right? Let's do it. Let's do a quick jog. All right. Boop boop. The freezer's just as cute too. I think it was neat. I think it's a fun story to be like, oh, I think the freezer's busted, yo. It's all encased in ice. What happened? All right, so here's like the whole study room. This was the not outdoor spot. But this is the bedroom. That's right. It almost looked like it was an outdoor spot because of the way the shrouds were working there. Here's that spot there. All right. Cool. Very cool stuff. Oof. Yeah, I only have there was only like a couple recognizable things that I can recall from the first visit. It was the wing on the left side that I sort of remember, but that was about it. But fantastic build. Thank you for showing us your stuff. And that rounds out our 5. So it did end up being like a pretty full day of visits. And so, of course, I want to thank everyone who invited me over to visit. Thanks to, of course, you folks on chat who came along for the ride. There were some great stories, a lot of fun times that we had this week. And of course, there was the bonus visits that we had yesterday with Blizzard letting me use their platform to show off like all those amazing places. So you can still rewatch those things. Like you can look at the VOD from on this channel. You can look at the VOD that Warcraft is going to have. I also have the VOD on Twitch as well. I'm sorry, on YouTube as well. So you have opportunities to take a look at it. You just got to scroll to the part where where you see a second intro screen. That's how you'll know for sure. So it's going to be pretty easy to identify when the time comes. So I invite you to take a look at that. And like it and leave comments and all sorts of stuff because it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Next is coming to get me. That was wild, man. That one was a lot of fun. That was a lot of, yeah. Today was a very amazing day for like storytelling with decor. Sometimes I'm in the zone. I think that's what it really comes down to. I'm sure if I really wanted to, I can make like a whole different sort of story here too. But sometimes it just kind of takes a life of its own. Other times it doesn't, and so it's a big plus when people comment on it and be like, "Dude, I love the stories that you make up," and a lot of it just kind of comes, and sometimes it doesn't. I try not to like force it out. It's just that with Vexiala's build, I was almost like getting nervous about it. I was like, yo, I'm taking this really, really far. Like, can I keep going with this? Should I keep going with this? Am I taken away from their visit? I don't know. But we just kept going. And it turned out to be a lot of fun. So it was fun. Yeah. So when it happens, it happens. But in case anyone feels concerned about it or feels like, oh, so like he didn't notice a thing, unfortunately sometimes I won't notice, or I it just won't come to me, and that's kind of how it goes. So I hope that as we do these, that those sorts of sentiments don't come up, because that's usually what it is. It's just, sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. But I of course I always want to try to make these fun. I'm gonna wrap up a little bit early. Parents need me for like a little something something, and of course I got to get myself a burrito, because that is my prize for a job well done this week. But of course, a big thanks again to all of you who have been like hanging out here. I want housing to be bigger and big and bright, and I'll continue to work towards that. So I hope you guys will continue to come by whenever you feel like, or if you're some of the regulars, I'll see you guys soon. So off I go. You guys have a great rest of the week. I'll see you guys for the next thing, and until then, stay safe, stay healthy.